then it's actually going through.
Funny thing is that one doesn't record sound.
They wouldn't have to keep illegal guns. They wouldn't have to kill people to keep their secrets.
If we give everybody a gun, then nobody has more power than anybody else. And nobody will attack anybody else either. Because everybody has a gun now.
I feel like this logic is flawed, and let's not continue this discussion and focus on D&D.
That logic only works in Switzerland, and by the way, it is recorded.
Yeah.
The most strict gun laws.
Hey guys, maybe you should play D&D.
Yeah.
How about...
Also, in Switzerland, 1 in 2 citizens has a gun, but it's extremely hard to get ammunition for said gun. So that's an important thing to bear in mind.
If you can get your hand on the gun, you can get your hand on the ammo.
No, they have a lot of strict.
Well, that's why there's no Switzerland Mafia.
So this episode starts with talking about Switzerland Mafia.
Yes!
Magnificent.
Welcome back, everyone.
To the number one.
Sometimes I just prefer not to say that we're starting, because then it's more interesting that way in the video. Starting talking about Switzerland, guns, and mafia.
It's like...
Hello everyone and welcome to Critical 20.
Hi.
It's like how in that Markiplier video where they were playing Skate 3, and it just opens on... It's a black screen, and then all of a sudden it opens and it just says, "You're Asian, Mark!" His friend Bob says, just out of the blue, no context, "You're Asian, Mark." Yes, I know that.
Markiplier?
Yes.
Markiplier is Asian?
So who would
Yes,
like
he
to?
is. He's half Asian,
Half Asian.
So who
half
would like to
Asian, half
recap last session?
half.
Andrew would like to recap last session. Go
You
ahead,
were
Andrew.
here.
Sleeping in my own bed, that was my last session.
I don't like this conversation.
I was sleeping! What do you think I've been doing?
It's Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan.
Okay, so
You
since
said
Nico is back, so I don't know
Hello.
who that is.
That has an interesting
A bunch of
side
us
to it.
made wishes. He has like family and a dog.
Interesting.
That.
It was
You guys
strong.
are trying to go find their shit too.
Evie
I smelled it before. I've
was
smelled all these things.
You
has
smell all
had
those
an
things?
eventful time.
This smells like licorice root.
It's some kind of Spanish. It's not Spanish moss, but it's
Let's see.
I'll need to smell it again.
A lot of us made
I'll have to eat
wishes.
them.
It's not Spanish moss.
I
it's
wish
just
that
moss
my
from
parents would be back.
Let's get a wedding on.
some kind of really expensive.
You
You know
don't
she
know
never
about it.
actually told you about that? You just know she
Okay,
has
let's get a
kid
wedding
here.
on.
Ed told
You don't even know that.
Nico.
Ed doesn't know it.
She did. She knew.
How would she know
Your
about her
character told your
betrothed?
other character?
Yeah, no one
Didn't you
knows.
say?
No.
The one who really knows
No,
is
she
the
didn't. I
What?
said out
Did
of
I know?
character, yes.
That didn't-
In character,
Psycho's
no.
I thought you were in character.
Okay.
No.
Anyways, yeah,
Hello.
Here,
she's kind of
Yes, we are,
betrothed.
Derek.
recording.
Hey, at least you're not getting called by Disney World.
The what?
So,
I'm not home.
so yeah. That's pretty much what happened.
And we're all currently sitting outside
Oh,
of my
Kavor
village.
poofed.
Yeah, it only takes 2 people.
We assume.
I poofed him.
Yes.
Allegedly, Kavor poofed due to game of... What was it?
Tiles.
Tiles?
What did we play? What did we bet our souls on to
What?
get the main other character dead?
What'd they bet your soul on?
Yes,
crit
and
man.
lost twice.
No, I said they bet my soul so many times, Jonathan, I've lost count.
Hey, you're the one who bet the souls of all your friends on a card game.
No, that was
In-
me.
That was them.
That was you?
That one time I
thought it
wasn't
was-
there.
Yeah, it was a card game.
Right,
with
you
fire
weren't there,
giants.
and you were the one who
And
bet
I didn't bet
everyone's
their
souls.
souls. I bet them as slaves.
Oh, fair enough. You
That's
bet their
not
lives.
better.
It isn't better.
Well,
It's not better. You're not helping
You
yourself.
bet their lives instead of their souls.
well, it worked out because I won and got the piece of the weird dragon guy's heart.
It's much harder to live for something than it is to
I
die for something.
say I got my friends and I won Mjolnir. Okay.
It wasn't Mjolnir, but okay.
Alright.
So,
Now what?
out of my village and you weren't being weird.
I'm tired because I stayed up glaring at the guard all night.
I'm currently a bright red orange
In real life,
squirrel.
because you're tired in real life too.
Yeah. Oh well. I
Oh,
am
she's
tired in
always
real life.
tired.
So you were up all night staring at a guard? Derek, I might be concerned for you. Just kidding.
How tired she is like a sine graph.
Fair point. That's all women.
How do you know that? How did you know that I was tired? When have I been tired before and you've known that? What?
He hasn't met you before, but he can tell.
This is Andrew. He just knows things.
I
And
only know
Andrew
one
knows a
time.
lot about people just by looking at them.
That's true.
He
I'm
can
only
read
tired
people
right
very
now.
well.
Usually I'm not tired. Anyways. What? I was tired that one other time, okay?
And the time before that.
Why
and
you
the
always
time
so
before
defensive?
that.
Why are you always so defensive?
Because she's small.
It's a character trait.
Because she's small and insecure.
No. Most people who are small have been told they're small their whole lives, so they feel like they need to get defensive. It's
No, I'm just
a-
extremely aggressive, 24/7, and 100% stressed out.
Well, then Derek should do it for you because you're not aggressive at all.
Yeah, and I can never decide what to do. So she usually decides for me or by roll of the dice.
Initiative.
So we have the giveaway that's ending this week. But we still only have 2 entrants of you and Christian. So...
Who wants to enter right now?
Even.
Basically.
No one thinks my wand is good enough to enter. Are you guys kidding me? You are terrible
Why
friends.
would I do
I am
that?
lazy and I don't think about it.
I've
when
been
I go
looking
home.
for my first
I
professional
only got
job.
the links to
So
any
I'm
of the
kinda-
episodes this week.
You can just say, Derek, hey, I
Let me be
entered.
literal with you.
Yeah.
If I got the wand,
If you
and I had
want
it,
to...
I
the wand.
would literally spin my closet and not touch you.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's
Seriously, like, only enter if you want it. I'm just teasing, guys. I'm just teasing. It's okay.
So it's still only Christian and Victoria?
Uh-huh.
Because then we
I'll
might
do
just
it.
roll a
Why not?
d20. Okay. So Jonathan
I
as
have a
well.
shelf for stuff like that.
So Christian, Victoria, and Jonathan. Anyone else? Last call?
I have too much junk or I would take it.
I have too
Can
much
we,
time too.
when we roll it, can we do something interesting this time?
What?
Evens and odds, throw them inside the dice tower and just have like a whole dice set. The even and odd thing. You know,
Well, we
But
have
if
3
there's
people.
3, then that
Yes.
doesn't work.
whatever is evens goes to person, whatever is odds goes to person.
There's 3
We have 3 people.
Oh, I heard 2 people.
Use a.
It doesn't matter now.
Yeah, use a d12.
What is this?
D12 works,
Find
D6
out.
works.
Garlic salt?
Ah, dropped it.
I'm
Crushed
good with
onion?
smells.
So,
Dumb.
I just stole that from you.
That's garlic salt.
I
smell
suppose
salt and
we
garlic.
will. I suppose we'll roll for it. Might as well do it with the D12. So the
Somebody put
options
your
are
weight.
1 to 4, 5 to 8, or 9 to 12.
kidding.
And you guys can both
9
pick.
to 12.
9 to 12. Which one do you want?
1 through 4?
1 through 4. Okay.
Can we throw it inside a dice tray? Said dice tray. Yes. Where everyone can see.
I have a dice tray.
Where-
I was gonna roll it on the table.
I
but-
forgot there was a dice tray. Actually,
I just imagine our characters.
That's cocked.
Be sitting silently, staring at each other.
8. Christian.
Okay.
Christian will-
Congratulations, Christian.
Some of the stuff on
Looks
the
like I'm gonna call
alchemy
Christian.
shelf is his, right?
Yeah.
I just take it to him then. Oh, you have time.
Time is fleeting.
Yeah.
Tell him to come and get it.
I probably will, since he also has to come and get all the episodes once I'm done with them, so we can post them over this series of 2 years.
Oh.
I called him.
It.
All the
is-
Critical 20 episodes that I haven't posted yet, he's gonna post them every 4 months. So YouTube doesn't destroy the channel.
Either his phone's dead, he blocked me, or his phone's off.
It's probably the last one.
I'm gonna go with the second one.
I'm gonna go with the first one. Okay, place your bets now.
Take my money!
Okay.
Hey, our bucks.
So, what are we gonna do now?
Sweetgrass is a really
I
good
bet
smell.
1 chip on the third one.
How much is
bet
that?
my wife's
Is-
soul. Just kidding.
Is that a
I'm
blue
kidding.
chip or a?
So, getting into D&D.
Alright.
Nico says, what are we gonna do now?
So, yes, as we wrap up the campaign, what would you all like to do?
I'm totally satisfied. I could care less what we do.
Fight
I would like to
something.
play tiles.
No.
Because that is fun.
No.
Play tiles.
Oh.
I need to stay here and do stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Which character's asking this?
Nico.
No, because the answer.
I was considering bringing my jumpsuit today, but I didn't.
I was like, well.
I wish this would pop more when you have a cork.
You're.
I wish it would.
Is this a druidic language that I do not understand? Can you please elaborate on whatever you just said?
The art of the mumble.
The art of.
I am proficient in mumble.
My sister is too. I'm. And
Proficient in defensive.
that's. It's not the word I would use.
That's not a language.
That's not a language.
Defensive.
Sarcasm
That's a-
is.
Sarcasm's a language. I can accept that. I'm
Please
not
elaborate
proficient.
on your mumble.
Defensive is more of a dialect.
Dialect and language are like the same
Things
thing.
that
No.
are
Done
not.
here.
Does anyone
Dialect
have,
is
like,
sub-language.
Oh, okay.
I
I
need
can
to
make
know.
no
You
potion.
know this about me.
No.
We traveled for like 3 months together, and then I kind of died.
How long was Nico in the group?
A year. Almost.
Currently, Robusta wants two things: to fight somebody, and to have her parents back. But she doesn't know if they're alive or not, or if that was a weird dream.
So she can fight her parents.
I don't
Fight
want
her
parents
parents.
anymore.
She's not gonna fight her parents.
But then you fulfill both desires at once.
Not like
Wait, what?
Not like
And-
this.
I wanted you back, but not like this.
That was rough, buddy. Anybody get it?
Sarah, what does she
No,
have to
I
do?
have no idea what she said actually, so I'm kind of confused.
Sarah! What does she have to do? She's just mumbling. What does she have to do here?
Huh?
She said she had to stay here and do something.
You're a
What
squirrel.
does she have to do?
She's a squirrel. Chip chip chiroo!
She's a squirrel on head shoulder.
She's choking!
I'm pretty
Squirrels
sure
do that
squirrels
sometimes.
don't sound like that.
How would you know? You live in Utah.
I have seen many squirrels.
Yeah, there aren't many squirrels here.
That's why I say chip chip chiroo.
Yeah, not like
More
Oklahoma,
chipmunks.
there's a lot of
squirrels. There's
squirrels.
like chipmunks.
No, there's real
and
squirrels.
like pot guts.
We have plenty of real
Yeah,
squirrels.
there's squirrels.
Not as many as Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, not as many as other places, but we still have plenty of squirrels.
We have a backyard full of
They
squirrels.
make a more chattering noise.
We found one that got eaten by a cat,
Yeah.
and all that was left was the tail and the head. So my mom took the tail and dried it, and then she had a squirrel tail.
I found a fuzzy caterpillar once.
Squirrel tail earring.
Okay,
I'm not going to tell that story right now.
I have
guys.
stories to share too, but not now. Let's
Can we share the necklace
focus.
that
Focus.
that Matt made?
Oh,
Let's
no.
not talk
No.
about anything that
No.
Matt did during D&D ever. Ever.
Was it made
I am
of
very
toads?
intrigued.
No, you don't want to know. I'm being dead
He's
serious.
serious.
Yeah.
And I ain't even serious about that one.
Okay, fine.
Imagine what I wrote on a regular basis.
Oh, about that? Wait, no, actually about excuse.
That was Matt.
Huh.
Toes?
What was the necklace made of?
We're not answering that question.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's something horrible.
It's something he specifically harvested.
Think of the worst thing you can think of, and
None.
then probably go a step further.
How would you go further than that? You can't go a step
Well-
further than what I thought.
Well, except for your mind, it's probably about equal. So.
Everybody think what I thought, then you'll
Okay,
understand.
whisper it to me, and I'll tell you if you're right.
Level.
Yeah.
I was right. I knew it.
What?
No.
You don't want to know.
Back
You
Repeat
don't.
it.
Back to D&D.
Don't repeat it.
Back to D&D.
Back to
I knew it.
What are we doing?
I was right.
I feel like Denisha's gonna walk over to Millie because her name is now.
Alright, let's continue. Somebody do something. Make plot happen.
You were yelling too
Becca
loudly
is-
to hear the plot trying to happen over here.
Good job. I've
Okay.
done that.
As you were.
Denisha's gonna walk over to Millie and just say, come on, sister, we have to get going.
Where do we have to go?
You're a squirrel.
Oh crap.
Be human.
I'm gonna try and change into a human, but instead I'm just gonna stay a squirrel and fall out of the tree because I rolled a critical one.
Well, you aren't in the tree. I thought you were on Ed's shoulders.
You fall out of a tree. How tall is this tree?
It's my
I
tree.
probably fell like 20 feet.
You're a
You know,
Okay,
squirrels.
probably 15.
You
Probably
take
15.
7 points of bludgeoning damage and are no longer a squirrel.
Squirrels fall out of trees all the time, but they're just fine.
I kind of like stagger up. I'm like,
That's because
hurts.
squirrels have a lifetime of falling out of trees. Druids do not.
Are you
Squirrels
sure
have
about
like
that?
a health of 1.
Yeah, so you took 6 additional points of damage.
Oh.
Sister, we have to get going.
Where are we going?
Also, I've fallen
The
out of
thing.
trees and it's not fun.
What thing?
I seriously don't know. You never told me.
It's a,
What thing?
just come on.
Okay. Is it a surprise?
I like surprises. Ed and Nico say at the same time.
Is it just sister bonding time? Because otherwise Nico can't come. And like no one can come.
It kind of is, but they're allowed to roam around the camp and talk to people.
What about Ed?
Wait,
There's
so
a
are we
big
doing like
bear
a
on head.
family thing? We're doing a family thing?
Yeah, it's between you and me. We're going.
Okay. Bye
And
guys.
mother. And mother too.
And mother too. What about father?
No, not father.
No papa?
Not him today.
Okay.
We'll see him later.
Girls' day.
We'll see him later today, yeah.
Ed asks
Okay.
if she can come.
I'm a girl.
It's a family thing right now.
What sort of family thing?
Mother daughter
Ask
bonding
around.
time.
Ed goes and asks somewhere. Whoever the first person is.
Ed cannot move.
Yes, she can.
There's a bear sitting on Ed.
Not
Wait,
anymore.
what?
I thought there was.
No, not anymore. Bear got up and walked off.
Darn, I forgot that part. I didn't hear that part.
Well, you
This
did
would
leave
make a
early.
really cool burn scar.
No, actually, no. Last time I didn't leave early. I was busy with it.
Okay, if you want to brand your hand, that's fine.
So anywho, Nisha and Millie have walked off.
I had this when I was like 6.
So productive, John.
So fun.
I'm waiting for information. Ed asks around about what's happening.
I don't know where that
I
one
don't
was.
know what exact information Ed would get.
Probably under the bag.
What's going on with Venetia? He asks. Ah, dang.
I still don't know what exact information Ed would get.
She said there was a thing. What thing is there?
So I'm going to join him on this.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
wear my
sure.
druidic focus.
They would know about the wedding preparations. It's a rather small knit community.
Oh yeah.
They would know.
That'd be if they
I'm
told
scared you're hitting my dragon.
her.
What?
It's okay. It's meant to carry dice.
Told Venetia?
Yeah.
It wasn't
I mean,
meant to have dice thrown at it.
Ed?
Yeah. So trust it.
You throw much more violently than I do.
It's because he's a violent person.
Oh,
I
dang.
have stopped.
Okay.
Ooh, it bounced.
How about we stop with the dice before I
Okay.
change someone?
So when we bought this necklace, it had a naked lady on it, and I didn't realize it, so I had to take it to my cousin, and he like rounded the naked lady off.
Wait, there was what?
A naked lady on it.
On who? What?
So there's this dragon. There's the naked lady.
Oh.
And this was like her naked body, and then that was like her legs, and so he just like ground the naked the body off.
The heck? Where is this coming from?
So the question being is, Ed has asked a question, what does person say to Ed?
I'm not really sure.
Pick 3 things and roll a die.
That was in character, you fool!
Oh. Ed goes ask another person. You know, if she asks everybody, she'll eventually find the betrothed.
Probably would.
That's true.
Unless he's busy with stuff. Unless she would
Ed is not
Ed.
Ed is not afraid to go into tents.
That is a really bad plan. I'm telling you now, that is a really bad plan if a wedding is coming.
Druids get married outside even if it's raining.
No, but going into tents.
Yeah,
Ed
don't
doesn't
do that.
know that. Nobody told her. This is in character.
Well, they can go around and roam the camp.
I'm roaming.
roam the camp. And actually you
Okay, so you're wandering around the camp. It's like walking into every tent,
I'm asking lots of people the questions.
and you get vague answers. Eventually you'd walk into the tent that she's in.
Wait, she's not getting
Unless
an
you're
outdoor
not in a
wedding?
tent.
No, we're just getting
But you
stuff
still need
ready.
to be inside tents to get ready.
It probably isn't in this state. It's probably like close to it, so we're getting final preparations done for it and stuff.
It's gonna be an outdoor wedding?
Yes.
That's the only option they have. There's no tent big enough for the entire clan.
Well,
He might.
They'd have some larger tents. But they
Start
wouldn't have,
sewing
like-
tents together.
No.
Like one of those giant tents that people get married under. Not one of those.
Canopy?
So eventually, you wander into the tent that Venetia's in. It's just like, Ed,
You said I could wander around,
I didn't say you could invade the tents.
but you didn't specify that I could.
That should be an implied rule.
I don't know that.
What if you walk into somebody's tent and they're naked? People don't like that. I mean, I'd be fine with it because I lived most of my life naked, but most other people wouldn't like that.
I'm assuming that people stay dressed in their tents.
Well, people have to change clothes sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
And
before
they don't
bed.
do it
It's
in-
not dusk.
Or
Is it?
first thing in the morning.
Yeah, what time is it?
It's getting later in the day.
So yeah, they're changing.
Yeah, what if somebody doesn't feel good and they went to bed early?
Well, then they're in bed.
And I'm in. Listen to my voice.
I think you're making it go far too much for
I'm
hypnotism.
You need to make
Eh.
it.
You need to make it
You're
just move a
still
little bit.
sleepy.
You need to slow
After I
it down.
count to
Yeah, it's
3,
going.
2, 1,
Did you almost say 0?
Victoria, it's
After I
going
count
way
to
too
0.
fast for hypnotism.
2, 1. I'm in. No,
Almost fell out of the chair.
I have to continue to hypnotize you.
Gotta do that
Go back
How are you
slowly.
hypnotized with his
Can
eyes
you
are
hear
shut
me,
and sleeping?
Amin? Were you not?
So,
Okay, Amin. You feel
what are the rest of you doing?
very feminine.
What a-
Amin,
Alright, you're not.
you are a
You-
woman.
You don't have to hypnotize me to make me feel bad.
When I snap my fingers, you will awake a new woman.
Dead. You killed him. He's dead.
He would rather be dead than a woman.
I mean, I wouldn't want periods either.
Oh man,
Or
those things are
boobs.
brutal.
Think about the back pain. Oh.
Boobs aren't.
It depends
as
how
brutal
big
as long as
they
you have
are.
a
It's
bra when
more
you're
the
done.
hip pain that's the bigger
Still.
problem. That's the-
Still though, having boobs causes a lot of
They
pain
can,
and
depending on the size.
discomfort.
But the hips.
How about the matter it
More
has
important
with D&D,
long-term.
guys?
Sorry guys, I got distracted by boobs.
It's not hard to do that.
It wouldn't be
Alright.
the first time.
Oh my goodness.
Right,
Alright, let's concentrate!
But boobs.
Sorry, guys.
There's no way to concentrate. We've derailed everything. It's gone. It's over. It's finished. It's done.
Come on.
You're getting ready for a wedding. You're wandering around the camp. What's everyone else doing?
Okay, so before I can't even remember. I think I was checking with, I was glaring at the guard all night.
Somebody posted that on TikTok.
And is that the last thing that I did?
Point of exhaustion.
Yes.
And I got the point of exhaustion, I know that.
Nico, go find somebody
Where
to
is
socialize
your acquaintances, people that magically appeared?
Jonathan, she's talking to you.
with. A what?
Acquaintance people that magically appeared.
Yeah? What about them?
Where are they?
Oh, I don't want to have to control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters.
Well, you're the one who willed them into existence.
They're probably following Ed around, but not going into tents because they're not Ed.
They're probably trying to convince Ed not to go into the tent.
Yeah.
I'm sure Faye wouldn't care though.
They wouldn't. Jet and Spike would be like, Ed, you're not supposed to walk into every tent you see.
Corno!
I'm
And
gonna
then
go find the cord.
Ryan would just be following Ed
What do
everywhere,
you do?
like he does.
Hmm.
And Nico's probably finding somebody to socialize with, somebody with interesting stories.
Just like goes up to you.
So if the dog is with the people and the people are with her,
Mm-hmm.
They're all in
okay.
tents.
So I'm
No,
gonna
they would know not to, but
ask.
Ed is walking through tents with dogs in them. Just
So I'm
random
gonna walk
dogs.
into the tent just after them.
Okay, so now you walk into the tent.
Robasa,
What?
you're not supposed to walk into tents.
What's the dog's name again?
Why not? Am I not allowed in here?
Tents are like houses.
And?
You don't just walk into houses, you knock first.
you can't
On
knock on a
what?
tent.
You announce before you walk in.
Hello, I am coming. It's so effective.
Alright. So, Rabasa just walks out and like, I'm coming in! And walks back
They
in.
just start yelling.
You have to ask permission.
We're not vampires.
I've only been with you guys for like, how long have I been with them?
With the druids.
For about
No, like just with the traveling party.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I've learned this in a couple of years with being other people. Like,
Yes,
I've only
but
been with other people for like a month.
Ed just doesn't care.
it's been way longer than that. I don't actually know your history, so.
No, it really hasn't. Has it? How long have we been doing this?
With you?
Yes.
Maybe a year.
8 months.
A year? Really?
Probably not that long.
8 months.
That's more than a year.
8
Oh,
months
yeah.
is less than a year.
8 months is more than a year.
How long is a year?
6 months. Of 60
5
days
months.
each.
We've been doing this for 18 months, clearly.
Ow, my head hurts. Well,
That's how old my niece is.
nonetheless, I've only been traveling with these people. We haven't stayed in the proper house except for we've only been staying in taverns.
That is a proper house.
That's not
The
That's
only.
the most proper of houses.
That is the only way. The way of the traveler.
And besides, I didn't really knock before going into any of those rooms. I just didn't go in other ones.
That was your room.
Yeah.
Well, this right here is currently mine.
So we're
Good
supposed
to know.
So we're.
I'll
we're
stay
supposed
here.
I'm sorry. I
not
wanted to talk
go
to
inside
Ed.
tent, right?
Yeah.
Wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait.
The
we're
people.
supposed to
The
knock before
people
going
mostly
to the tent,
outside
right?
the tent.
I walked up to the
Most
tent
of
to
them
use
are
knock.
outside the tent.
All of them are
Also-
outside.
That doesn't
Except for Ein,
work.
the dog.
Okay. So the people
Derek,
and
can
the
you
dog.
knock on a tent?
You cannot
Yeah.
knock on a tent.
You can knock it over.
You cannot cast knock on a tent as a tent cannot be locked.
Yeah. That's
You
what
can
I was
sew a
thinking.
tent closed.
I hold up a lock.
That's how you lock a tent.
And I use knock on it.
That is the greatest alarm bell I have ever heard.
Alright, basically, I was asking about, so the people outside, and this dog, where did they come from exactly?
They came from off the coast of, where is that? I can't read that from here. I can't read it. But what is the
Ed
east?
made them up,
Cosmo.
and then a god
I mean,
wished them into
west.
existence.
Cosmol.
Off the coast of Cosmo is where they said they came from. I teleported them over without thinking that the the ship might be stolen or hijacked.
Okay, how far away from here is that?
Far.
How did you teleport them here?
I wished for it.
Who?
You wished for it?
Yes. You were there too.
Actually, you were.
You heard this.
Mhm.
You heard me wish for it.
That was in a dream.
That was real?
Apparently.
Were we able to see each other in the dream? No? Yeah, it was just... Could we hear each other in the dream? No, I didn't think so.
Oh,
Hey, Becca,
never mind.
She passed me that.
I wish for it in a dream.
How many things I can't have.
Oh.
The what?
Pass me that. I want to see how many. No.
Last night.
Goodbye, Pringles.
But you weren't asleep, so you didn't get a wish.
I was.
I thought you stayed awake all night.
Not last night. The night before that was the night when we did that.
Oh.
So you said that boat was left where?
I can't have 10 of the ingredients in this.
How many ingredients are on it?
20. Actually, less than that.
Let's see. Dried potatoes, vegetable oil, corn, coffee.
Should you guys go and get that boat?
She made it yellow
Like
corn
it's
flour,
important.
cornstarch, rice flour.
We don't really want. I don't really want to leave without you.
Is anybody good at navigating?
Contains wheat ingredients.
You hear a voice outside the tent. I am.
Oh, salt, wheat starch.
It's a deep voice.
Probably Jet.
So not like that.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm
I am.
gonna grab some of these.
Did you not have corn?
It sounds like he's smoked for a while.
I am.
Popcorn, I think.
Not that
It just
bad.
sounds old.
Zelin or Zelly?
Sort of gravelly.
And I
Wait,
don't think I'm leaving the village for a
Zelin.
while. I'm not leaving
Can't have
because
I
it's
do-
able to find me.
We should.
You can find us somewhere here in this valley,
Wait,
in this area.
Oh, it would have been so funny
Wait,
if I wished
please.
them and the ship here.
Then you'd be dead.
There we go.
Wish for them to appear in our harbor.
You don't
Honey,
have a
you can eat this
harbor.
because
Without the
Wait,
ship.
Okay, the ship.
endangered tree wood.
Can we
What?
please navigate to
It's endangered
Seven
tree
Woods?
wood.
Wait, what?
Seven Woods?
Wait, this?
Do you know how to get there? Anybody?
What? Where?
Where?
Yeah, it's on the other continent. We did some work over there.
Wait.
Where?
Wait, get where?
Can we go over there as soon as humanly possible?
Go
We're
where?
not gonna make it in time. You know that.
What are we talking about?
The Zelen Woods. The dead name.
What about?
No, not that.
I think I might be a horrible person.
It's okay. We're all terrible.
Like, what are you talking about, Robasa?
My parents.
You know you have your own money and you could go by yourself, right?
Dude.
It's not really harsh. It's a different option. She doesn't have to drag us along.
I can't navigate on my own.
She's blind.
I've never been on a boat before in my life.
That's why
Do you
you
need a
pay
boat to
for
go there?
passage.
What?
Do you need a boat?
That's why you pay for passage.
Can anybody in our group teleport?
Not yet.
No.
I didn't think so.
What if I just inhaled wolf hair?
Probably tomorrow.
You'll
You
probably
know
be
that you
fine.
can
I
buy
thought you'll
passage
turn into a
on
werewolf.
ship, right? You don't have to sail it yourself.
You'll be fine, or you'll turn into a werewolf. Not sure which one.
Do you want to give me the group's money?
If that's how
You
you
have
turn into
your
a
own
werewolf,
money, don't you?
I'm gonna go and
Also,
Then take
a werewolf.
inherit
Whose
some.
werewolf is this?
No,
That's
actually,
fine.
I'm the.
Okay.
Hey, Jonathan, I'm the one with money. The only one with my own money.
Yeah, the
Take
girl there is
one.
tired too.
1/6 of the money. No, 1/5 of the money.
Okay.
I can go with you.
Of the money. You're gonna
It's
go
up
with me?
there.
I might as well. I traveled to this continent on a boat.
Okay.
So.
Do you know how to get?
That's like 350 gold pieces. That's actually not bad.
350.
How
Holy
much
crap.
money have we earned?
Okay. Hold on.
1,780.
Yeah.
I don't even have
Plus
a
the
pencil.
platinum.
Okay.
That
I
was
looked
the
at
platinum.
money,
That
and
was
I
platinum.
realized I have a character that's way richer than everyone here. She's 1,000 platinum.
Yeah.
How can
Does
she
anyone have
carry
a pencil I can
She's
borrow?
probably also higher level than 7. Either that or your DM is far too generous.
Well, she technically she got it all in one day because she conned it.
You should never be able to con 10,000 gold pieces.
I'm interested.
Well,
Unless
remember
you're
the fact
using,
the
like,
city
the
she
king's
stole it
treasure vault.
from is a like super rich city and basically basically
You
200
stole the
platinum.
king's treasure hoard.
No, it's from her family. She stole it from her family.
There's
Is
no
that
way.
stealing though?
Did her family really have 10,000 gold just
they a noble
laying
family?
around?
They are, but the city they're living in, they basically have a really high inflation rate. So basically, everything is like way expensive there.
San Francisco.
So they pay most stuff in platinum and gold.
It's like living in London.
Freaking heck.
London or Linden?
Can I?
All of the above.
So
London is
Someone
much
have a
nicer.
pencil.
in copper and silvers.
London is ridiculously
Okay,
expensive.
so that was
Yes, it is.
350 gold.
Anywho,
Yeah.
Alright.
You're not taking our ship. We use that for stuff.
Alright, fine. Then you work and Evie.
you're
I
gonna
would
take
take
Evie with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Evie's not here to object.
We will barter with your life if we have to.
I thought we already did that with Christian though.
And you.
On 2
What are we doing
nations.
with Godric's character?
He left.
He has work to do.
Yeah.
He went drinking with the dwarf.
Where
He
is
and
the
the dwarf
dwarf?
got married.
He went drinking with Torvin. Sure, we'll go with that.
And then they got married. Because they were both that drunk.
No, because the dwarf's not gay.
Hey, can I see the dwarf's character sheet?
The
Did you
dwarf can
write
take
anything
one.
down
The
about
dwarf doesn't have a
personality?
character sheet.
Okay. Because I would like to play him.
Trollbuck? Trollbuck? Wait, no. Was he Torvin or Trollbuck?
Oh.
That's what I thought. Torvin's the one from Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. Anyways, so
What?
you said there's a boat. Wait.
Tell something.
You said there's a boat that you have that you got here by.
No, I don't own it.
He rented
Okay.
it.
Would I have rented it or would I have actually
Chartered.
made one?
Either you made a boat or you chartered one.
What's chartered?
Say,
Chartered
take
slash
me
pirated
there.
a boat.
It's like Uber.
This is medieval time. Get me a boat. You're pressing a rock.
All right.
No, it's a little
Well,
slice of
we're gonna
wood.
go try to find
He procured
a
a
civilization
boat.
where we can procure.
No, actually, I think I
boat.
know what I would have done. I probably would have charmed everyone on the boat to take me in.
Like,
Tom and all over
Technically.
like
again.
Tommen, yeah.
No, Tom would scare everyone on the boat to take him somewhere.
That's because that's what he was good at.
I helped him do that.
Okay, so we're gonna head towards a place to look for a place to rent a boat or purchase. Purchase would be even better, but
That's about
You're not purchasing the bebop.
Becca
That's
doesn't
ours.
remember what Tommen did.
Leave it alone.
what?
Don't worry
Can
about
you
it.
pass me my minis over there?
You know, you guys
Belt bags.
can always go. Wait, how high is the
I can't
coast
really-
on over this area?
How high is it?
Yeah, like is it a cliff or is it a shore?
There's a cliff.
Sure, fine.
Okay.
Like we're gonna jump off that. Heck no.
Jump off an 1,000-foot
Go
cliff.
jump off the cliff.
Keyleth
What?
did it, you can too.
Why did I just?
She thought she was a god.
Who?
She took 358 damage from hitting the ground
Who did that?
after turning into a goldfish halfway down.
What?
I'll show you the animation they made
was that
later.
The video? Was that the video the woman jumped more?
I'll show you guys during the break.
Okay.
I was thinking about that. I was
I'm a
thinking about that
god.
when you said jumped off the cliff.
That
That's
reminds
not
me
how
that
that works.
historically there was a guy who wanted to prove that he was immortal, and so he jumped into a volcano.
You made an error.
I'm sure that ended well.
There were
Did I
there were
explain to
many
you what
Chinese
happens to a
royalty who
person
died
when
by
they
eating
hit
mercury
lava?
pills that are supposed to make them
Guys,
immortal.
it's me and Wolfhorn.
Anyways, yeah, we're going to a place to try to look for a place to either purchase or rent a boat.
The
Bye.
closest place would either be going towards Kazmal, but they have smaller ships, more river and shore boats, or Malinon.
takes
Uh,
a dinghy on the open ocean.
Okay.
Batten down the hatches. There are no hatches.
Okay, so I made a boat. That makes more sense.
What?
Okay.
But then it's yours.
He probably didn't care about it once he got here,
Yeah, probably straight.
or just left it there. Some people found it. Ooh, look, free boat.
All right. Anyway, we're going to go.
Did I just hear you yell cannabis?
Or
Seriously.
Or Melly.
I was hoping
Is that how you say it?
Or maybe.
Okay, we're going there.
Okay. So both of you make your way back to the Great White City. I swear I was about to say Great White Shark.
That's the name of the boat.
We can name
The
it.
Great White Shark. There she blows. That's just a boat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So anyways,
It has a mouth.
Captain Greycastle is
for
back.
those who've been staying,
Emma didn't
for
even
those who've been
remember that.
staying in the little
Like
shrine,
this?
in the little campground,
Yeah.
there's a hustle and bustle
Okay.
going on.
Then there's two things that are Christians.
So?
which is these two.
While that's going on, you both make your way to the White City of
And then there's a
Ormelinoon.
random boat.
How long of travel is that?
Long.
Week or two,
Derek, these are yours, right?
maybe.
I'm pretty sure this one's yours at least.
Yeah, I think the brown one's mine.
Because we went to the Renaissance Fair and we got that.
Yeah. So, yeah, what would you like to do once you've made it to the city?
Kill things.
Find a place.
Kill everyone. Mass death. Just
Find a place to
So I-
purchase to
Let me
obtain
get
a
this straight. So I
boat.
stopped being violent.
To acquire
and
a
violent
boat.
things are
The
upon
Dock
us now.
District?
I was always
Probably.
violent. Just didn't care for some reason.
You're not returning the party by now, so.
Yeah,
Are you sure about that?
What?
I'm sorry.
You're
So-
sorry for what?
I don't know. I
So
kinda
you
just-
both
I was
make your way
just
to the
gonna
Dock
They're
District.
talking over you.
I wasn't
There
here
are
for
there are a few ships docked right now, a few larger ships, sailing ships.
How much money
Um,
do you guys have on you?
$350.
Plus
How much
90.
is the average bounty? They probably have about 3 of those on them at any time.
They have more than the average bear.
Yogi!
So
Kill Yogi.
yeah, I'd say there are probably 3 ships docked right now.
Light Smoky Bear on fire.
Okay. Okay.
There we go.
All comparable.
Preventing preventation.
Okay. So what size?
Boo-boo.
3-masted sailing ships.
Okay. All right.
Christian says hi.
Who can I purchase these from?
Tell me one to give away.
Walk on the boat, talk to the captain, or
Captain?
or you could Captain Jack Sparrow it and just
Take it.
Steal the interceptor.
nobody can beat the speed except for the Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman. No, the Flying Dutchman can't.
The Flying
Only if there's a
Dutchman can't.
backwind.
You know.
The Black Pearl can outrun the Flying Dutchman.
Isn't there another ship?
Is there a
There's a lot of other ships.
There's a lot of ships.
No,
Is
but
there a
there's
place where-
another ship that Captain Barbossa had raised his sword and he was like that and the whole ship just goes forward.
Oh, the Flying Dutchman.
No, that's Queen Anne's Revenge.
Queen Anne's Revenge. That's it.
But that's not
Black
faster
Pearl.
than the Black Pearl.
Okay. Is there a place where I
Let's
can
just be
purchase
able
a
to
boat?
be controlled by a sword.
Hmm?
Have
Is
the
there a
money
place
to
where I can-
purchase a boat?
Probably not, but I'm gonna try anyway.
Honestly, it's a very-
You can
I have
charter
already
the
had
boat. Say
got
here,
into
I
it.
Yeah, but I would like to purchase the boat if I have enough money to do that.
Just Captain Jack Sparrow them.
I'm
This-
going to tell you right now, the only thing you can afford is a rowboat.
Sweet!
Row the ocean!
All right, we'll go on to
Tide starts
Maybe a
having
dinghy.
go backwards.
we'll go into like the middle boat
Honey, look what I just found.
and talk to the captain, I
Salazar's character
suppose.
sheets.
How do we get over here?
I don't know.
Okay, so
Well, it's been in the drawer the whole time.
you see someone shouting
I just
orders
kept
and walk
pulling it
up
out
to them.
looking for my stuff.
All right.
Hey, what?
What are you doing on
Those
my
Salazars
boat?
has been
Give
in
me
the
your
drawer.
boat!
I just kept pulling them out. It's like-
You're not
No, you're not here. You can't do anything
What
about
brings all
this.
the ones that we pulled out?
All right, we were hoping
okay,
that
so,
to
what do we have here?
get some assistance. So could
Oh,
I
it's empty
pay you
now.
to
Oh,
charter
it's
us
empty.
to?
Fine.
Oh my goodness, I don't even know what continent that's on.
That way!
Robassa genuinely doesn't know either.
I can't help you if you don't know where you're going.
So, Woods, do you know what continents that's on?
Yes, I do. For a trip that long, maybe 1,000 gold.
This is your fault.
It's not really. I gave you a fair share of the gold.
Do you have enough?
Say you'll pay some now and pay the rest when you get there.
No, that's.
And then just leave.
I'm honest. All
That's
right.
what Venetia would do. It's like, I'll pay you this
I'm
now.
going to.
No, Venetia wouldn't.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Do you have any items
Alright.
that I can
No, my
repair
other
to
character,
probably
she
help
wouldn't.
pay for
I'll pay
part
her
of the
I'll
profit?
pay some now and then I'll pay some later.
No, our boat's in fine condition right now.
How much is the average bounty?
The items in the
Because they
box,
probably have
not
3
the
of those at a
itself.
time until Face deals it.
The only thing that might be broken is
Copy
like
and comes back and then they they get
a
3 more.
tankard maybe.
Like
And
you
that's
do.
worth maybe a few
Have you finished
silvers.
theirs?
Almost.
Um, Okay.
Still the third
Victoria,
class.
I feel very concerned about the spots. Because it's slowly falling
I
down.
haven't.
Robasa is
I haven't
desperate
had
enough
time.
that she might
I've been
actually
busy
consider a
looking for
rowboat,
a
but
job.
You're slowly pushing it up the wall.
I've done 12 applications. First
Oh,
job
okay,
is the
I have
hardest
to
to
think
get
about
because
this.
you have no previous
Um,
work experience.
Does anybody want
so
some fizzy soda candies?
Oh, it's
I
great.
want to eat them, but I know I can't.
Nice catches.
are there any like bounties or something we
Last
can do?
one.
'Cause then I can get my
Good.
fighting off the list, probably.
Last
Most of the
one.
bounties are.
Ones.
Actually, you don't know where to find bounties normal known.
You can
We are
always
going to wander around to the nearest important looking building.
That's a very smart plan. Like you're definitely gonna get.
Hey, pass this to
Important looking building. Define
Why?
important looking.
Andrew. Is yours?
Big. Made of fancy stone
Big,
instead
possibly
of wood.
decked out.
Can we find the pirates?
You can certainly try.
I go try.
Large, relatively ornate. I think that's enough.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to see if I can find the pirates here.
Yes.
With my very unlucky
It's an
die.
actual job that you can do here, and it's really easy to get hired with.
7.
It's just
So
called by a
pirates,
different name because Bounty Hunter has a sort of.
I almost feel like I'm obliged to for nostalgia's
Bounty
sake.
Hunter.
I almost feel like I'm obliged to for
I
nostalgia's
feel
sake.
such an
Guess who I got, guys? I'm getting paid. It's called Male Enforcement Agent, and it looks freaking fun.
What if you actually cut up a mimic and it was gold on the inside? No, an act.
That's what happens with mimics.
There's a whole
They
bunch
eat
of
gold?
videos of a guy called
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't know it's
Patrick
steak.
on YouTube.
Do you think
He's
they can
about
digest
this,
anything?
fun to watch.
To be
Because
fair,
most
they
people
do
don't cooperate, but
have, like,
always hits
glue,
them in
but
the
They are
head.
carnivores.
You could have made this
Yeah.
so much
No,
easier, but now
I don't know
you're
if you
tired and
consider
sweaty and
carnivore
covered in
food
dirt,
gold.
and it's just not fun for
I just
anybody.
found this.
Petrivore, maybe.
Have to watch
Maybe.
What do you want? Okay.
But even that's a stretch.
This is a horse.
Where?
This is a yard. This is a mile. So if a yard
Oh,
is
yeah.
equal to 1 pound, then a
If
horse
you
is
made
equal
the
to a
boat,
mile.
then can't you make another one?
What?
If you made the boat, can't you make another one?
I didn't make it. I found a broken boat.
Oh.
So I amended it back together.
So you guys left, you're not coming to the wedding?
No.
We are not aware of that.
You
What
know that sounds
wedding?
so weird because
Literally
last
no
time
one
we were
has
talking
said
about
anything.
weddings, we were actually getting married.
Yeah.
And now my character's gonna get married.
This is so weird.
Last time we actually talked about that as
Does
well.
your character love him though?
Was
No.
That one.
All right, good. It's wonderful.
I wanna beat somebody up.
Good
She
job.
wasn't so.
There's a
She
natural
was
20. Are you
severely
kidding?
torn of going to try to find her sister when she knew to be alive or staying with her betrothed. Going to find her sister eventually once it took her many weeks to find out. I'll say how many.
My baby. My baby. Baby.
Nice. That was close.
Baby.
But
You're still getting
anywho,
it in.
That was crap. I
I
like
swear I'm going insane.
Good for
That's
you.
a lot of.
are those all different
Holy
characters?
cow!
Are you looking for Grey Castle?
Oh my goodness.
He's in here, I know he
Here,
is.
pass me some of these. I'll help you go through it.
Captain Grey Castle. We're gonna see him again?
I asked
Not our
specifically for the
characters.
pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates.
But out of character
Oh,
we are.
Well then, let's do those ones.
Found by-
How did I miss? That's a foot and a quarter
Larry.
away.
I just had it in my pocket.
Satan?
So you didn't lose this.
Oh.
I just didn't realize it was.
I
in
want to
there.
see the character sheet for
Hello.
Satan.
Hello. We're gonna what flavor
Oh.
is this?
I know where it is. Here, I need those back.
Cola flavor. That's probably
this?
They're
terrible.
not in there.
Where are they?
Yeah, most of them.
Squirrel!
Days back.
What?
It was really funny.
There's so much dirty
Why
shit
did
that
you
we're
drop
gonna have
that?
to look at one day.
Is this my camera?
I
Just
don't
know
know what
what
it
you have done.
I lost my camera like years ago.
That's actually my camera. Sorry to crush your hopes and dreams, but
I'm sure I lost it at your house though.
maybe you did.
Why is it cold?
Because this is my basement and the thermostat is upstairs.
I'm gonna fight it cold.
Hey, your basement's cold too. Maybe not
Wait,
this cold, but
Who said it was cold?
Gabby?
Hello.
She's small. She doesn't
She's
generate
small.
a lot of heat.
That is true.
This is
I
why I'm
weigh
moving
at
from an
most
attic to a
89
basement because I'm
pounds.
extremely
Give me a break.
89? I weigh more than 4 times you.
No,
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Whose phone is this for?
I could eat you.
Can I have
I
one?
prefer not.
Oh, if it sounds
Only in 2 meals though, not all at once.
I don't know. That's not hungry.
Have you eaten 89 pounds
There is
before?
no way
A lot
you
of
can eat
that is
89
fluid
pounds.
and blood, and I'm not drinking her blood or eating her organs.
Blah,
It's so
blah.
nutritious though.
My phone is taller and
That's
wider.
still wrong.
My phone's fat.
If I had to, I would.
I would kill you.
Apparently you left this
Only
here and
if
ended
she
up in-
died, I wouldn't kill her for
There
it.
you go.
But if she died
Probably
and
she's
one
hiding.
it was,
I would probably still
No,
kill
this
you.
comes from work.
I
Please
would.
don't eat my corpse.
Nom, nom.
Why?
You
Also-
won't be using it
Well,
anymore.
you can have it.
Also, John Walker,
Oh!
I'm curious how much you remember about the last campaign.
Okay.
I never remember a lot.
Tell me who this is. Because I know who it is. Don't tell me.
I remember this.
I swear I remember. Oh no.
I remember her.
Really?
I remember her quite
Really?
well.
I remember the name.
I remember
She's
her.
the one we
I
sacrificed, right?
That's what I
Did
thought.
No.
we kill her?
No, who was the one? Which one was
That
Was this the one that we ascended to godhood?
You
No,
mean,
that's
oh!
very young.
Oh no! You gotta read that.
That's.
Oh, was it? I remember now.
Okay, who was it then?
It's a pixie that Call killed and then got resurrected because she felt guilty.
And then so many other dark things that Derek told me about said Pixie. That could have happened.
Are we on break?
No.
No, we're not. I was looking for the character sheets, remember?
Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous.
Babies. Yeah, take this gift.
Wasn't the Pixie going to kill that one girl that Meliodas was in love with?
What? The pixie wasn't gonna kill anyone!
What are they made
Pixie
out of?
human? Hey, you said something like
Talantia wasn't going to kill anyone!
She was just
mischievous-izing.
Derek, what stone is this?
Let's see, jealous
Green
Jeff,
Evan
that's what I
209.
heard.
She
Is
could
there
kill
one?
She could kill Meliodas if she tried.
Not Meliodas. Meliodas
I have some soda
had a
light
crush
dice
on
and
a
they were
girl.
like crap.
Oh.
I don't even use them.
Oh.
You realize I use them
Yes.
all the time,
I believe it was Christian's daughter.
I'm going this way.
Vishgar's daughter?
This
Christian's
way.
daughter.
Yes.
We
Vishgar.
need stronger air
If
quotes
I
here.
actually had a silver, I could figure that
Oh,
out.
was I not?
Adopted.
This thing is freaking sharp.
Wait, let me see that. I used to have a model.
Rescued and
I miss it.
presumably adopted.
Yeah. Informally adopted.
Very informally. Basically saying, you're my child now.
Come on.
You can
Hey,
speak.
Kind of
you know
like
how
we
you're
went
running
to.
a tavern?
What?
Kind of like how we got the corgi and we were like, okay, this is our corgi now, like that.
Okay.
Spin
Yeah.
you twice and spoon you. I was
No.
very confused. I was
So-
like, what the heck are you talking about?
Because I can't stop myself if I'm spinning this straight.
So you go onto one of the other ships and you see this dwarf just shouting orders. Well, boys, you gotta get her going out. Come on, you can go faster than that.
James, I've seen you go 3 times that speed.
None of them are named James.
Jose!
How are
None of them are Jose either. Because
Okay,
that's
Jose
not a
makes more
common
sense.
name in this
What,
world.
James?
That's not a common name in this
okay.
world.
James is like super common in this world.
Well, yeah. This is not. That
Yeah, but
world.
this is not a fantasy world.
I have not heard of many games
Albrecht!
this-
Move faster.
in this world.
I was closer.
Albrecht sounds more like a wizard, though.
He does.
Eh.
Who knows? It
Okay.
could be a woman.
Please don't.
Okay.
Are you still really cold?
Not super cold.
Because I can go get my really thick blanket.
Is it a soft blanket?
Oh yes.
Gimme.
I need to go take something from the car anyway. Oh, Becca's in the bathroom.
So,
Gosh dang. I'll wait till Becca's out.
yeah,
There's
what?
an upstairs bathroom.
I'm kind of nervous to have you go outside. I think
Do
we should
you
wait until
recognize
it's very
them?
dark.
Right.
Honey,
What?
Do you
you'll be
recognize
gone by
the
that time.
pirate?
Who?
I
Well,
can
it's
just
gonna
grab
be
my
dark
blanket.
by
The big
after
fluffy-
when
Starfire
the
does
evening's
not
over.
recognize
T-shirt
the
blanket.
pirates.
Okay.
Dorniggle recognizes the pirate.
Garniggle is not here, nor will he probably ever be.
Ever again, yes, I know.
Um,
For he is dead.
No, he's not.
I know
For
who
he
this
is
is.
undead.
Alright.
Everybody knows who this is except you.
Yeah, except us. Well, neither of us know, apparently.
No one knows.
No, I mean everybody here except for you.
Yeah. Well,
No.
we could try our luck with them, although I feel like this is a bad
The
idea.
dwarf just sees you. What you doing?
Choose up or down the gangplank. Don't just stay in
Oh.
the middle.
We're
You're just standing there.
Sure,
We're
he
looking
says
for
that.
a
I like
passage.
that.
we're trying to get to the Southern Woods, but we are not having much luck.
Oh.
I have not seen one.
Well, that's what this is for.
The noisemakers, yes.
It's for to be obnoxious.
Oh.
Well, for noisemakers.
I couldn't figure out what
What
it
is
was
the noise
for.
maker?
Yes, a noisemaker.
Not the stick.
Yes, this is a noisemaker.
It's a noisemaker when you hit people, yeah.
That will work.
And I'm not gonna your keys. Oh wait, never mind.
Are we still trying to do a boat stuff?
Yes.
So they're trying to
We're
sequester, like, they're trying to get pirates to take them over there. And
Oh, she doesn't know either, actually.
thing that just popped into my
I
head.
don't know what.
I assume from your blank stares that you have a reason to be up here?
Well, we're kind of hoping
Your
to
stunned
find.
silence is very reassuring.
Stop. Or I'll throw my d20 at you.
You don't want to do that.
My d20 will forgive me. We're trying to get
She's
to
trying to get to
Southern
the other
Woods,
continent.
but we're not having much luck because we're broke.
What would the bounty be for pirates?
I can look to take down these
Pirates? Death. For you.
Not for the characters Ed brought
Great
along.
Castle
They're
is a higher level, and Iron Fist is equal level to all of you.
The only person that could
Did I
take.
fight Iron Fist and win?
Yeah.
Yeah, after losing twice.
I'm talking about Ed's companions. They're much higher level than she is.
But
And they're bounty hunters.
but you're
Just
not
wondering.
here.
I
You're
know,
not here.
But I'm still wondering. You don't have to get all defensive about me asking questions.
Yes, she does.
I do.
There's no reason to. It's just
There doesn't
annoying.
have to be a reason. Oh.
So you're saying you're trying to get across the Great Ocean?
Yeah, more or less.
Thought so.
And you say you're broke.
I can see that you're broke. Is that what he just
No,
said?
he said you said that you're broke. I'll go talk to the captain.
Alright.
He just goes up to the captain. Goes in.
Are we on the boat actually?
Yes.
We're actually on the boat. Alright.
A few of the kind of grisly looking sailors just give you like sideways looks.
Awkward wave.
I slap your hand down.
Don't you slap my head down?
Don't
wave at the.
Don't
Gonna
be
slap her
friendly.
hand out or like move it down?
Don't be friendly.
Like this?
Like her. She's like.
Stop it.
Now
Be
her
friendly.
boss is sad.
So eventually this human comes out who's not quite as grisly looking as the rest. He has a well-kept beard, fairly well-kept hair. With the dwarf following behind him. So here you need... I can't remember his accent, so I'm doing my best.
It's really
It was Barbosa.
Right, it was Barbosa. So here you need travel passage.
We would greatly appreciate that, yes.
Well, passage of this sort doesn't necessarily come cheap.
I figured that out now, yes. Is there any work or anything that I could do to convince you to help us get across the ocean?
Well, if I might inquire, what is your reason? That's a bit too French. What is your reason for crossing the ocean?
I have reason to believe that my murdered parents are back from the dead.
You're not helping your cause.
So you're superstitious too, huh?
They're pirates.
I had an island full of gold once and it cursed us all. But then it sank into the bottom of the ocean after we paid our debt in blood.
Well, not quite. I once thought I saw a rare creature. Siren. Well, kind of. You're not there!
You're not here right now!
It was a siren. And I could hear a song. And it nearly drove me and my crew insane, but we managed to get away. That's why the ship is called the Howling Siren. But
I didn't know that.
you're right,
Out
you
of
never
character.
did.
We never asked. Interesting.
Yeah, we should have asked for
Interesting
stories.
name. Interesting story. We should have asked.
Should have, but you're not here now, so you don't know this story.
I do. My character doesn't. She doesn't care because she didn't know them. And she still doesn't. However, my old character would have loved to hear that story.
So, how much do you think a journey of this nature is worth?
2 copper.
I.
How about
2 copper pieces.
How about knowledge that you might not know?
What kind of knowledge?
The
Knowledge
magical
about
kind?
Learn about how all the gods are dead.
no, we don't have drugs with us.
Magical kind of.
I feel like you
Not-
better have a good idea, because I
Not
don't.
anymore, you
It's like
don't.
standing in a pond.
This character didn't have drugs.
How about knowledge of our journey? That might be a little bit
It might have been hot.
too,
This is really hot.
although-
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what? We usually drink
Shout
out
out
of
the
this water,
tales of
but
our
it's
journey.
freaking hot, guys.
I feel like just telling stories isn't gonna be enough.
But we know gods.
You go ahead, give your best shot.
Ed's a quote from Ed.
We
Play
have
the
met
trump
gods if
card
you were
as
interested
often
in those
as you
stories.
can.
That's what America did.
Well, a good tale is worth something, but it's not worth 3-month travel, 4-month travel nearly.
Not just one story, 2 copper pieces.
2 stories! I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't
So,
think so either.
Perhaps if you were to work while you were aboard the ship as well, and probably still about 200 gold pieces each.
Yes, sounds. Do you have 200 yourself?
It's not 200 per. Don't give him ideas. He's a pirate. He will take that idea and say, actually, yes, it is 200 per person.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
All I heard was 200 in total. And I'm like, don't give him ideas!
No, he said 200 each.
Yeah. Currently
You guys
have.
splitting the party again?
Yes.
They're leaving.
This is the last
Technically-
session, Andrew. What else are you supposed to
Okay,
do?
think about this. I have 90,
Die.
you have 350.
Yes.
Well,
I guess that'll be enough. Okay. Yes, that sounds
I
perfect.
choose not to die, though.
Thank you so much.
Alright, I should let you know, we don't really have cabins. So,
So all the crew
I've done
mates-
with worse.
So we're all in habits.
Alright.
Basically.
well,
Choose a bunk
we do
slash
have
island.
sleeping quarters in the hold of the ship, but we're not complete savages.
Just mostly. Just mostly. You hear from the bow. Just mostly.
Shut up, Iron Fist! You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
You've only been working with us for 15 years.
What's this?
Doesn't.
It's the Wi-Fi password.
Actually, wait,
We're not
20
savages.
years.
Oh my goodness.
We've been doing this for nearly 50 years. We know what we're doing.
I know.
Do you remember those people we met before?
No.
The big one? The orc lady!
The one who lost the spear?
Yes!
Ah, yes, I remember that.
Also the other ones!
And with all the mermaids,
Yes!
that was an
Yeah.
interesting
And
journey
the
for
guy
sure.
Octopus played naked guy.
What?
And the giant octopus
Right.
as well!
Oh yeah, I remember that one too.
Are you all just
Considering we
having
lost-
this conversation while we're standing there?
Apparently.
Considering we lost Abart there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good stories with those guys.
Yeah, the artifacts were good actually. That was an interesting.
Now they were a superstitious lot. Even more than these ones here.
Wait. What were their names?
I can't even remember.
One started with a B.
I remember there was this
No.
really big orc lady who wasn't the best in the head.
Not untrue! You hear a voice from the heavens. This is not inaccurate.
You do
And
not
Billy's
hear a
just
voice
eating
from the
this up.
heavens.
Who else was there?
You're not there.
Oh crap.
You're nuts.
You
Okay,
hate.
I want to hear his descriptions for each of our characters.
That he has met.
You met
Wasn't.
all of them.
Nope.
I don't think he ever met Vishkar, did he?
Nope.
Or this characters. The guy one
There was the short one who stole the big one's spear and threw it overboard. He was a kind of a strange one. Why did I go French again?
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
You can never figure out what item.
If you look up the definition of strange in the dictionary, you find, who was that big burly guy?
There was that one guy who carried the mermaid all the way to the middle of the islands.
Yes.
I don't remember much about him.
Sorry.
Carried a mermaid
Oh, that-
to the middle of the islands.
Yeah,
Wait, the big earth.
we
orc
tried to
lady.
put her in a glass box so she wouldn't die. Glass box filled with water, but it broke. Actually,
References.
no, did they try to do that?
Yeah,
No,
There was
yeah,
a box, but
yeah.
it didn't break.
It didn't break?
Mm.
Then what happened to it?
They kept messing with her or something like that.
They tortured her for
Wait,
it too.
we're talking
That
about
was
Pirates of the
after.
Caribbean at the moment.
Yeah.
In Pirates
She
of the
needed-
Caribbean,
They breathe air, and it was an airtight seal.
Well, it was they breathed.
So the priest guy
he
had
cut,
to crack it open
he cracked
with
the
a
seal,
sword.
and they tried to take so he stuck his sword back.
Well, but it
Isn't it-
wasn't
It's like a Bible.
exactly
It's
like
like a
Pirates of
Bible.
the Caribbean, though.
Well,
It
it's
was
like
pretty
in the
close,
movie,
but yeah.
It's like what happened is, and then the thing ended up tipping over, which means she was out of water, which means she.
Well, it
lost her
actually
tail.
it like fell and shattered.
That too.
He was on a Pirates of the Caribbean crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually if you watch the episodes, you can see exactly what I was into at the time. But
Gotcha, I
Anyways.
never caught on. I never caught on.
that's depressing.
Hey, I haven't even watched those movies yet.
Who else was there?
Cat, wasn't that her name?
There was
the big orc lady. Cat, right?
something like that, or Cal or something.
I speak. You hear a voice from the low deck. I speak Orcish, and that's not the right word.
None of the pirates speak Orcish.
That's not the word.
There was also the younger girl. I don't remember much about her either. Oh, no, she was the one that could turn into animals. She's the one that turned into the octopus and threw the other one. The one who carried the mermaid, right?
Who was naked.
Is that my fault?
Yes,
I
I believe
remember.
so.
Was Meliodas around for that?
No.
One of the
No.
voyages. They
Meliodas
met this
came-
twice.
Meliodas came
I'm
in
an
way later.
idiot.
There were a couple crazies. They were just a bunch of crazies.
Wait, you
If
forgot
that's
about the
what
one
you-
that turned into a ravenous beast
Would you not
on a full
recognize
moon
that
under
name?
the in the
Never
brig.
met. Never met. We didn't-
Didn't
I'm
we
gonna
travel
go
with
lay
them
down for a
That's
second.
character
I'm just gonna
design.
hide under my
Sally
blankets
Emmer?
for a second because I
Yeah,
need
no,
to cross
Sally
this
Emmer
house.
met the pirate
Stupid I
several
was.
times.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think that's great. Well, and there was the werewolf, but
I don't remember that.
we'll ignore the werewolf.
Oh, right. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one we caged down in the brig.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
now.
Well, so
Where'd she go? She's just gone.
Hold on just a second.
She's below deck. How do we not notice her go down there?
Well, so, like I said, it would be 200 gold pieces each, and working the whole time. Probably.
Sounds-
Whatever work is
Oh,
needed.
wait, Evie's still with us, right?
Whatever work is
Yeah.
needed.
Oh.
That's our boss. Evie can pay for herself.
But she can?
She's
Sure.
a paladin.
The whole, like, 1,000 gold?
The 200
paladin.
gold?
But she's like,
She's a paladin.
she was just traumatized, though. I don't know if we should have her be doing heavy labor.
You both have 350 gold pieces. Yes,
That's your final gold.
you do. You can also take your share of the party funds.
Evie probably would have it.
Okay.
Evie would also have technically a share of the party funds, even though that exceeds the current party funds, but I'm going to ignore it.
Alright.
So technically, both of you could pay for all three of you.
Okay.
Ed doesn't
okay,
spend
that's,
money
that's
because
fine.
last time she did, bad stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks a little shell-shocked. Is she alright?
You know, just trauma
No,
things
she was
to
hit
it.
with a
This is
electric.
what happens when a squirrel eats too many
Not
fermented
exactly.
Wait, how'd you know about that?
I'm kidding.
No, that's actually
That,
accurate.
that story with the,
Accurate.
meeting the gods that he
Why
that
did
she
that just pop
mentioned,
into my head?
it's related to that, but we don't want to go into that right now.
Well, probably gonna hear it while we're
Number one
traveling.
worst ever.
Probably.
Alright then, I suppose let's set sail. Since we're ready to leave anyway. Actually,
I'm having flashbacks to the campaign at Mazer. I hope we didn't. There's not somebody who has a demon in a bottle on this shit.
there's not. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah, let's just go through.
why don't you three take the cabin and I'll just sleep in a hammock? Cause I feel like just
You guys aren't used to
you know
ship
how
life.
pirates are, and having women in the same bunks as pirates might not be the best idea.
Could always gain
all
another point of
for
exhaustion in there at the moment I watch. But
Oh,
I'm
that,
really
sounds,
quiet.
that sounds good, yes.
Because I'm gonna be quiet. It's like, ooh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And since you're paying like 200 gold, you might as well travel in at least a little bit of quote-unquote luxury. It's not
Be
the finest,
forewarned,
but
the blankets are made
there's-
of burlap.
there's at least one bed.
Alright,
Ugh,
we're shared.
that was the most horrible
Alright.
image.
Okay,
Burlap blanket.
so you all set sail, working actually pretty hard aboard the ship for about 5 months.
Also, I'm erasing the point of exhaustion.
Yes.
Exhausted for 5 months.
So while that's happening, now we'll go back to the druid camp. So what's going on during this time?
They're doing whatever they're doing to get ready for a wedding.
not
Nico's
for 5
socializing.
months, they're
For
not.
5 months? How
Well, they
long
have-
was it?
I don't know how. I don't even know what would entail for the wedding.
Probably wouldn't take more than a month.
It would probably only take a few weeks of preparation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What's all this stuff that's going on? Asked Ted.
So what are you doing?
Venetia gets very busy. It's a hard time answering questions.
It's been 3 days.
Venetia gets very busy.
Nico is associating with the most interesting person there.
Dead Nico, who's now alive?
Yes. Whoever has the
So,
best stories.
as you're all preparing for the wedding, and as you two are sailing,
Yeah.
a strange thing happens. Now, if you recall, there are 3 moons.
Yes.
There always have been, and there always will be, even if it's not mentioned and people forget sometimes.
Do they align?
They do not.
Solar eclipse?
However, all of the moons usually in different phases.
Same phase. All full.
That's never
All
happened.
You're not
new.
wrong.
That's never happened before.
All new moons.
Now you're wrong.
I vaguely
Full
remember.
moons.
They've never all been full.
You're all gonna die.
Everybody would probably know this.
It'll
It's
be the
never happened
brightest
before.
night ever.
It probably
That's
would
actually
be
good, though.
almost as bright as day. But,
The brightest
Okay,
night
so
ever.
exactly what is happening?
so,
All the moons are.
All the moons have risen. They're all full, and they're almost in like a triangular pattern with each other, which is also not common.
Everybody would probably,
It's not, but okay.
everybody would probably notice this since we've all lived on this world our entire lives.
Yeah.
We'd be like, that's not normal.
And
What's
so
that?
yeah, it's like the light level of dusk.
It's like if
It's
here,
extremely bright.
Like
if there was a blood red moon, everybody would notice.
I've been in the West Desert before on a night when it was a harvest moon and technically a lunar eclipse as well,
What you did?
and it was very bright.
It gets
I
bright.
have as
I
well.
mistook the ground for snow. That's how bright it was.
Yeah, full moons out here are awesome.
They're the best. Yeah.
Especially down past.
Anyways, 3 full
that
moons,
way?
all letting
Oh
in a
my
triangle,
gosh.
what happens?
So, and almost patterns appear in the sky. Think of Aurora Borealis, but like emanating from the
Geometric?
moons, and geometric.
Why do I have a bad feeling from
And
all of
gay.
this?
Open the Bifrost. Yeah, no.
I'm down! You hear from the sky. Ah! Poof. Giant. A really buff man falls from the sky.
Didn't someone play a
I
character?
did.
You played a character equivalent to Thor.
I did. And it was amazing for the
It was.
one session I was there.
So, yes.
Okay, yes.
And other than that, nothing appears to happen.
Pretty.
The rest of the night
Can us
passes.
pirates take a break tonight and just watch the sky?
Sure.
Do either of my characters or any of my other characters know what this means?
You can roll a disadvantaged intelligence check with a penalty.
6 times? For each of the
Penalty means
characters?
if you really want.
Did you, wait.
But if you're doing that, you get a minus 10 pen. Actually, no, it'd be a minus 10 penalty anyway. So, like, this is. I could show you the calendar, but this is in year 14,
Uh-huh.
and in every year before that, this hasn't happened. In the calendar. From year 1 to year 13, it doesn't happen. I think in year, like, 16, there's one with all. Wait. New moons, yeah.
The world is older than 13 years, so what's it counting from?
Well,
The new age.
from when the dumb website decided to start counting from. All the events are on year 4, because it didn't put them annually for some reason, and it's impossible to do so. And I'm not doing that by hand. So, but yes, technically it is year 14, on the website.
Century 14.
Do you want me to look at what year it actually is? Because
Well, let's just
Actually,
keep going.
let's think of it like this. New gods were made. 10 years later, we're here. 4 more years later, this is now.
pretty much,
There we
this
go.
is current day,
That is the new
based on the defeat of Almach.
the feet.
But that would add up to Robassa being older than the.
Yeah.
What?
Well, technically, most people don't count years that way, and pretty much no one does. But it's been 14 years since that.
What's going on?
Okay.
So, you don't have a telescope that long. In
I was
fact, you
thinking
don't
Jack
have
Sparrow.
a telescope at all. Oh, it's like the
And then
and then Barbosa.
and then Jack Sparrow again. Remember?
Yeah. And then it's like curving down, so you can't see anything anyway, because lenses don't work that way.
Okay. So
But yeah,
nothing else seems to happen.
nothing else seems to happen, and in the morning it fades.
I don't. That's
Well,
Not normal.
presumably that, or it's on the other side of the Earth. Well,
Anyway.
Elton.
Earth. This-
Elton.
Yeah.
I corrected myself.
guys.
It's
Did
like,
you
this is
see
an
what
Earth.
happened last night? Because the heck was that?
No, that was something.
I couldn't.
You think the
sleep.
stars are playing catch or something? Actually, no. That's what happens when a star flies across the sky.
Dodgeball.
No,
Yes.
or something you can throw at him.
Violent shivers!
Well, come on, it's references.
I got him.
Okay, Good aim.
If anyone would have hit you, it was him. From hitting the thing that I threw at him. Then it would have been his fault.
Or using the stick and hitting me in the head.
Or that too. So, yes, you continue the wedding preparations,
Eventually,
You all
you guys
continue
will
saying.
learn about it by asking people.
or
Or
just
just seeing.
perceiving.
Make a perception check.
I rolled
Because
1. You can still tell.
They would probably ask to figure out whose wedding it is, though, because they wouldn't know.
Yeah. Eventually figure it out.
Why
So,
didn't you tell me you were getting married? That says.
I feel like her betrothed says that she has a hard time talking about herself.
come the day of the wedding,
You've known me for 2 years now, and you still can't talk about yourself to me.
The betrothed would be like, I've known her for like almost her whole life. Join the club.
well, come the day of the wedding,
Well-
we're gonna take a break.
Hooray!
We'll see you all soon.
Alright, cool.
Well, hopes go out to you, man. Gee.
So, we're back. I don't have to do an intro because it was break.
Hello, everybody!
But go check out Critical Role because I'm going to be gone for 2 years and this is our last session.
Well, technically, by the time they post this, the 2 years will be done.
Oh. Christian, make sure to post this in 2 years.
You're gonna have to tell him.
On the day I get back, that's when you need to post this. But go check out Critical Role anyway.
Have we started yet?
Yes.
Finally.
We're on the internet.
We're on the internet.
Hi,
Yay.
internet.
Hi,
Hi, I have my own camera. I forgot about that.
Alright. So, we're on pirate ship for 5 months.
Yep. And you guys are having a wedding.
A wedding!
A
Yay!
wedding. A wedding.
Yeah.
Also, is someone gonna get Christian? Wait,
I think he ran out.
why did he?
Well, he wanted his prize.
Oh.
Ooh, these look good.
Here, you can have Oreos.
S'mores.
Oreos.
But s'mores.
I know, I'm just kidding.
S'mores are
I want
better.
some more.
That's actually how the name came about, but their mouths were so filled with marshmallow that they couldn't say it properly.
More.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Well, yeah, we're still on the pirate boat, or are we finally getting places?
There's a wedding.
At the moment, you're still on the pirate boat.
Okay.
And there's a wedding.
There's a wedding, I'm not there for it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're working on a pirate ship.
And they.
Though you do get to
Oh, man,
actually
I can't
sleep in a
imagine
bed. So,
what it would be like
Have
to
we
have
started?
yes,
Yes,
we're on the
we started.
internet.
Spike
We
Jet
are
and
on the
Faye at a wedding.
interwebs.
Ooh, what's it?
What?
Oh.
Hello, interweb.
This is your computer screen?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those.
So.
But I'm super sad because this pen is dead.
So come wedding day.
Your pen needs to charge?
It's a stylus.
No, it needs a quadruple A battery. Have you ever heard of a quadruple A battery? Okay. Have you?
Dead.
Ammon, have you ever heard of a quadruple A battery?
I've never heard of this one.
Yes, I have a pen that uses a quadruple A battery. They exist. You can get them at Best Buy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can get them at Best Buy. But I only know that because I bought this pen at Best Buy, so they serve batteries that you can use with the pen.
Well, yeah, they better.
We carry the pen, but not the batteries.
Batteries not included.
Batteries never included.
I know.
Like it's not.
Okay, so, wedding.
So yeah, come wedding day.
It's filled with chocolate.
Oh, this is gonna be a bad wedding. I
You're
dropped it.
gonna mess up my wedding.
Oh,
So-
good lord. Is that a
I
1 or a
dropped it.
7?
I dropped it in. It's a 1.
That's what I
I
thought.
literally dropped it. That's what it
I don't trust your roll.
Well, his roll may determine. I'm just kidding.
Give me your dice then.
My dice are.
Like I said, I can't.
Give me a die that is not my cursed one.
That is true. You rolled that with a cursed
I
die.
cannot predict what
That's a
Faye,
But now you've jinxed
Spike,
it, so.
and Jet will do at a wedding.
So,
You are cursed.
so slightly better than the worst that could possibly happen.
Well, no,
No,
it's
no,
like,
no, no.
if I roll, oh my gosh, your dice are cursed.
No,
I'm sure.
no, here's the better
Roll
part.
a 1 conversion.
Victoria
for the
gave you
wedding.
that.
I'm sure that Jet
Just
would
do-
try his best to keep them under control, but the other two,
Hey,
I
you want
don't
some
know.
money? So,
So-
when you rolled your dice, you got a 17. When I rolled it, you got 3. You rolled this dice, and you got a 3, and then you got a 17.
Okay, so, wedding.
Yeah. Wedding.
Oh, there's a natural 20. Dang.
We
That's
can
very-
drink wine here because we're not in the city.
They probably don't have wine.
Fermented crab apples.
They're a caravan.
They're a tribe of nomads.
Sorry, I thought you told me this was a caravan.
Caravan is a very, 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 very strong term in this sense. They're a tribe of nomads.
That hopefully sell goods.
They don't.
What do you think they would do? I'm not sure. I don't.
They
I
live
don't
off
know.
the
Have
basic
you guys
principles
just
of
been hanging
communism.
out in the druid tribe for 5 months then?
It hasn't been that long.
They
It's been
sell
about
good-
2 months at
They
this
sell
point.
good berries. Which, by the way,
They do not sell good berries because good berries expire after 24 hours, and that's conning someone.
see, sell. Okay. Okay. So
This is a
I am
great
cursed
sword.
because my first
These are some
character
good
was
berries.
a rock gnome, which would only roll 1s usually. So those were the good days.
So it's question B.
So
Never
what
roll two
happens
ones.
on the wedding day?
Wedding day comes. Venetia is to be married.
Sorry, I mixed up.
Also, the baby. Do you have the baby with you during the wedding?
I probably let my mother hold the child. This is her granddaughter.
That's funny.
An unforeseen granddaughter.
I know, it's really funny because Venetia would have shown up, talked to her betrothed before her parents.
Like, this isn't what it looks like.
I know.
It kind of is, but it isn't.
Okay.
This is like, yes, the child is mine,
wants
but
some more.
it was not by choice.
Yeah.
What
So,
do they think of that?
You ate that really fast. I only had like 2 of those cookies.
So what is the half druid baby?
technically,
Yeah.
You grow up to be a druid. You aren't born a druid.
technically true, but druidic magic and things like that can be genetic. Usually not, but can be.
Okay.
That's why we are a druid tribe.
Well, continuing.
What do
So,
you think they
what
would do
happens
at
at
the
your
wedding?
wedding?
I have no idea what they would do for a wedding.
No, my companions, Jet, Faye, Spike.
Oh, what would they do?
What would they do? I don't understand. If
The doggy's gonna run up to you.
yeah, I don't think he would care, but
I don't know.
he doesn't care. He's always happy.
Except when Faye eats his food.
Spoiler?
No, that's like in the very beginning of the series.
I don't remember that. I did skip a few episodes because I was trying to get to Ed.
It's before Ed shows up.
Anyways, I'm sure they would behave. I'm sure.
Oh, they would.
Except for the dog.
Especially since they found out that many of these guys could basically everyone can turn into an animal.
There's a whole section of squirrels
We're,
just sitting on the grass.
we're not used to this as space.
There's like 3 dozen squirrels.
We're not
They
used.
make room! They're squirrely squirrels. Chip, chip, chip.
They're just like climbing on each other. And
We are not used to this as astral bounty hunters.
good luck getting to the astral plane. It doesn't exist in my world.
Space bounty hunters.
What's the astral plane?
Apparently nothing.
The closest thing to the astral plane is the void. It acts as both astral and ethereal. However, getting out of the void is
Requires lawmaker.
not easy. Next to impossible.
Wedding day.
Yes, wedding day.
Don't ask me what they do for a wedding. I have no idea. What do druids do in your world for a wedding?
No, I'm not
Well,
gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. That's not
I've
good.
never written a wedding, but I wrote a coronation once that could have potentially happened but didn't. But that was based on a very specific tribe that lived in a very specific place that wouldn't work in this scenario.
I've written about weddings.
I wrote one wedding, but the guy officiating spoke in an accent that was kind of ridiculous.
Marriage.
Not that ridiculous.
Marriage
It's what
is
brings us
us
together
today.
today. It was more like, alright everyone.
South Yorkshire?
Yes.
He is spoken as South Yorkshire.
That sounds like someone.
But his nephew has like no accent at all.
What is that? That doesn't... So, he can't talk because everywhere has an accent.
Well, he technically has an American accent, but to be fair, his uncle literally lives on a different continent, and is a sailor.
He's using an accent that he is
Or
of
was
his area. He can't do any other accents than that.
So,
Okay.
So, if it's a druid wedding, I'm sure...
lots of leaves and plants in nature.
Probably flowers, guys.
Probably done in a grove of trees.
I'm sure it would be in a grove of trees, and I'm sure they would make a flower arch.
Sure.
Flower arch.
And
And a couple of them turn to wolves and start howling.
Oh.
Because why not?
Why the heck not?
But
Okay,
it has
who
to be
brings
organized like a druidic song.
Okay,
With birds,
It's the
And
wolf
wolves.
choir.
the wolf choir.
Well, we are Circle of the Moon.
And a thing just happened.
It's like when you're trying to do the Howling Stones.
That means it would have to be...
And it just takes them 20 times because
That
I
means it would
can't
have to
hit
be
the notes
nighttime
in the right.
flowers like hummingbirds that bloom in
Yeah.
low light. I
This
didn't
is
know
a
the police. They found us!
No, that
the
was
police are here!
That was more race car.
Anyway, flower arch. Sure, it would have to be low light flowers, like a moon lily or stuff like that.
Making noises.
And would
Hold
there
on.
be a dress or
I've
no
got
dress?
50,000 pictures of wedding dresses on Pinterest currently.
She does.
Why?
I have seen them.
Why?
Because I was looking at armor, and then the armor turned into cosplay, and the cosplay turned into wedding dresses.
How? I can understand how, but why?
Yes, why?
It just did. Alright, so what would you like?
It has to be nature.
Something stolen. Something blue.
Well, you got something blue and white.
But is it stolen?
Maybe. Okay, I can
It
go to the
depends
actual
where we get it
board.
from.
Boards.
Was it given from a time
Boards.
traveler?
I got this from a funeral.
Given from a time traveler?
Okay, I can find
terrible.
something that'll work. So do you want a colorful wedding dress or
Well, I'm assuming it's at night.
white?
It should be
Not
bright.
white, considering that's the most expensive.
What is the
They
most-
probably don't have a lot of white.
Okay, you don't want white. Okay, let's see what you can
Red.
do.
Can't have white.
Red because it's at night.
As red as blood.
Red? You want red?
At
For
night
a
it would look
wedding
pink.
dress?
We're doing this at night because it's full moon.
Would it
And-
be just because of the fact is we are Circle of the Moon, most likely?
So you want white? Do
So
you
white
want?
could be potentially possible. But,
What?
like white could be potentially possible.
I have an idea. So let's back up a little bit and pretend on the brightest night.
That
Okay.
kind of just passed.
On the night that just went all over the sky?
Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit too late for that.
Wouldn't it technically still be kind of more of a fuller moon?
Yeah. So it'd still be bright.
Okay.
So
We could
okay,
do it.
okay.
If we give you a
Wait,
red dress,
Here's the question being.
Give me some
I have
things
a-
to narrow this down into.
hang on. I'm asking Derek a specific question here. Or at least a question I'm hoping you get answers for. So, I know I'm Circle of the Moon. Would the whole tribe be Circle of the Moon, or would just be select members be Circle of the Moon?
I think this tribe is in general is more Circle of the Moon.
But
The-
there probably are some that
yeah.
are Circle of the Land.
Probably a few. The other tribe is mostly Circle of the Land with a couple Circle of the Moon.
Okay.
But that's on another continent, so we don't have to worry about that.
We are special. So we probably hold our important ceremonies at night because we're Circle of the Moon,
Yeah.
like a wedding.
If we give you a red dress at
Okay.
night, it will look pink.
What?
They're cheeses.
Those are cheeses.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say blue or would be good.
Except that. That's
Blue or
purple.
gold. Gold could be really good.
If we give you a red dress at night, it will look
Okay,
pink.
what do you actually want?
You've said that 5 times now,
I
Jonathan.
haven't got a response.
You
I
can
don't-
stop saying it though.
I don't know what type of a dress I would want.
Okay, well, here is this board.
This is why
that
she needs
goes
real like 5 weeks to plan.
Alright, so here we go. So that one.
They are more modern styles, though. This
Well,
is the
there's
medieval
some that
times.
have. Hold on, let me scroll down a bit. So we have something like that. We also have.
I don't know, would a nomadic
Yes, it
Druid
is.
tribe actually have lace?
I'm sure you could make it. You got something like this.
It's potentially possible. They could have traded for it.
You can make something like that, and it makes this.
I don't know. It's probably
Or like this, which is a lot more shady. I don't know.
I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry.
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong child.
Hammond,
This is your wedding.
we should do something to
I have
entertain the
this
viewer.
Let's play tiles.
I have this.
Where did
I
I put
want that.
Because that's very
I have it. I
entertaining.
know where to find it. I want it.
If I can remember where I put it, we'll play
Okay,
game
wait,
tiles.
$200. So
While they
Okay,
decide
so
the
yeah, I think
details.
that's basically all the dresses.
Hey, Gabby, I'm gonna steal your chair.
Sure. All right. Well,
Okay. So I have no idea. Why do we need to go in detail what the dress is?
Because we got on the subject of wedding planning, and now we're obsessed.
okay.
This
Will this work? Maybe it's blue. Maybe I don't care. What is it?
We're just saying it's a dress. People can imagine it as they wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we
Venetian
get 10
wedding
arches, 10
dress.
dozen
So are we gonna play by the real rules?
Yes.
But
It's
real.
probably
you know, since
more
we don't have
simple in
partners.
design because that's her.
Yeah, real.
Okay.
I would like my chair.
You can
Too
put it-
bad.
So Derek, with
Wait,
the
are you
wedding, does
standing
anything
tall?
happen or is it off without a hitch?
Oh,
It
okay,
pretty
this
much
makes
just
sense.
goes out without a hitch.
when the person joining you together asks if anybody objects, Ein barks. But other than that,
You cannot bury me.
it goes fine.
And they have to make sure he's not a real druid.
They have to make sure. You're like, wait a
Because
minute.
there are plenty of animals.
I'm sure do we know you? Huh? What?
No, the beard was
Wait,
amazing.
what? It's okay. It's a real dog. That was almost disaster. but okay.
Jumps up on the person. Like,
Corgis are like this big.
yeah, jumps up on the person.
Short person.
Hey, no.
Did I get her?
Yes, you did.
So now
Okay,
we're gonna play
so-
a game of tiles. Okay, here's a question because what do the rest of everyone else does for the next 5 months? It's basically your whole party.
My people probably
I rolled a
after
natural 20
this,
on my cursor
after
with this
not
cursed
being able to
die.
convince you to come back, we would go back to our boat and go after
Okay,
our
give me
next
that
bounty.
I'm drawing first.
Nico probably would say
I
that.
will
He
have to
doesn't
be
know where
rolling
else
with
to
this
go.
anyways.
Just
Who's
like,
supposed
hey,
Give me back my die.
I can teach you guys some stuff.
fixed
I
it.
know some
You
fixed it.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, need to get your
I
drugs
am-
right.
Extraordinarily, I'm very between extraordinarily lucky and
You have noticed
extraordinarily
that he's been pretty
unlucky.
twitchy
Okay.
Okay.
since you met
There
him.
is no middle ground
Nothing
here.
happens, right?
I don't
Also,
Nico
would
needs
you like
drugs.
your character sheet and perhaps
Nico needs his drugs.
my seat?
I don't.
I got wisdom and looked at the tile and it was
I don't
beast.
have any
I
of
win.
that.
I was amazing.
There's our game of tiles.
But after being
Let's keep
gone
going.
for a while,
We should probably actually play D&D.
I've
And you
I
should
don't
probably
know
give
why.
your chair back.
all the insanities sort of been on the
Give me my
outside instead of
things.
on the inside.
Give me my
It
blankets.
seems sort
Give
of
me the
therapeutic
chair.
to
I'm
me.
gonna bury
Like,
myself now.
instead of it all being in my head, it was manifested physically.
Okay,
so,
so
it's kind of
wedding happens.
different.
Yes.
Romantic is question mark?
So, and you all eventually make it to the eastern coast of Eltoneril.
Yay. Can I take them off? I can.
That if she needed help again, we come find her.
Okay.
Just like I'm not like to you all.
That worked.
Or you can come out, just come find me. I'll be here.
All right. Nico would probably stay with the druids, but Ed and
No,
her
no,
group-
wait, I want this one. I want this one.
And her group heads off to their boats.
Okay.
Derek.
Okay, go ahead.
Derek.
So,
Ed and her group head off to the boat to go after their next bounty.
okay, they do.
Here we go.
So,
Nico probably stays with the druids because he has nowhere else to go.
but in the meantime,
Me!
yes, you both land on the coast and begin making your way inwards towards the heart of Eltonarol, where lies the Zelmont's well. Kind of.
Alright,
The heart slightly tilted to the west.
Robasa has next to no idea of where she's going, but she is trying.
Yes. And eventually you make it to the very, very dense forest that is the Zellum Woods, much denser than it was before. But that's because there were more trees growing, and you would have remembered that. Maybe. Actually, you're too old. That was like 14 years ago.
14?
Yeah, you probably would have remembered. You're like 10.
Okay, so it's denser than I remember? Well,
Yeah.
I was 7.
Oh, you were 7, right. So, and I assume you're just traveling with her, Eamon?
And Evie.
Or did you leave?
No, I'm still
Okay.
going.
Okay, so the three of you travel deep into the Zellum Woods, searching for the city that I can't remember what it's called. Can you read what it says?
Alario?
No!
Which city?
The one near the bottom.
This one?
Yes, that one.
What does that mean? V-A-R-A-M-I-A-N.
Varamian.
Alright. So, do you have everything prepared?
Oh, I have to print out your character sheet. Which should be very important.
Alright.
So,
guess what I found?
What'd you find?
Yes!
someone throw something at him.
No, give me the spoon.
No.
Ah! I have this spoon of
Please don't hurt me.
which means no one can use it.
I'm small and fragile.
No.
I can't hit you.
I know.
Don't worry, the spoon of whacking only works on people older than you.
This
Oh,
work,
older than
I
me?
can only hit people who are younger than me.
Wait, isn't it older or is it younger?
It's younger.
It's younger.
It's
Because you kept
younger.
using it
Or
on
else she would be everyone.
Right.
Please don't hit me.
Wait,
You gonna
Gabby's
get
the
whacked.
youngest, aren't you?
Yes.
Which means
She can't hit anyone.
I can use it on everyone because I am the oldest.
Or you could just give it to Gabby so she can't use it on anyone.
Or it could just break the rules since I am chaotic.
Well,
That's
yes.
why I don't want to hand it off to Gabby. No,
But-
it has to spoon. Play your tiles and figure out what's going on.
So, eventually, you make it to the heart of the Zellum Woods,
Alright.
to the ruined city of Varamian.
Lasa's already crying, but she's going. She's going.
Very ruined.
That's
I don't know
fair.
where I'm
Why would I
Um,
think that?
I'm walking through woods.
Roll an intelligence
What?
check.
Huh?
There.
I should break out and kill everybody?
So that's 14.
Sorry. The
Okay.
voices.
Is that
You
Nico?
think you know which
That's
way
not
your
really
house
what
is
they
from the
said.
city, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Just kidding, that's not really what they said.
I guess I'll try to follow that way then, even though, I mean, I was 7 and I have avoided this place for many years.
Yeah. Okay, so you start heading off, traveling through the forest.
Parents may well not be in their house anymore.
Considering this is ruined.
Hey, the orcs fixed up Alario.
The
They
city
did.
is ruined. That doesn't mean my house
10 years
specifically
ago.
is ruined.
So,
Yeah.
and eventually you do make it back towards what appears to be a small
Oh,
house
for a second I was like, I
that
only
has
see
multiple
2.
trees growing out of it.
Hold on a second.
I have 3 sets of
Alright,
kegs.
sounds about right.
That's better.
I've only seen 2.
No, I've worn all 3.
Ammon, you're doing stuff. Come on.
Do stuff, child.
Ow.
I can whack you with it. Watch out.
What's the first thing you've actually
You
done?
would've been
This
better
is
at playing
supposed
it
to
than
be
I was.
emotional, you
What?
know.
You would have been better
This is
at
why
playing it than
you're
I
there.
was.
And I'm over here, following, knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Surprised I didn't follow.
Okay.
So I'm hyperventilating and probably.
Pass out.
I'm not gonna pass out.
Pass out.
You have a healer with you. Well, healer now.
You have a cleric with you.
Oh, for a second I thought you were scooting those off, and I'm like, oh crap, loud noise.
Alright. So I'll knock on the door.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Oh dear. Okay. No.
I'm trying to figure out what character I'm actually most like, but I can see myself
no.
in all of them.
No.
And it's like I can't decide.
I'm Edward.
And you can also roll a perception check.
Nice.
I'm Venetia as well.
you had your-
Actually, technically disadvantage due to dim light, but you're old solo, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well, someone rolled lower than
Yeah,
you, so it's okay.
Really?
Dang it.
Alright.
Casey rolled lower than you.
Notice.
Critically failed.
Sorry.
It's the last session.
I rolled
Let's
it-
out 2 years.
I
later
rolled an
on the
18,
table.
and then I rolled a 1.
So,
Okay.
I destroyed everything though on top here. I mean, nice stuff.
so you feel something sharp touch your back.
Oh no.
This is not fun. I don't like this.
Alright.
Oh.
Tear out my. Oh shoot. The wrong character sheet. Wrong character sheet. Battle axe.
That's kind of round to be
Here,
sharp.
turn it around, turn it around.
Alright.
That's too round to be sharp.
Yeah, you want something sharper. Hold on.
Here, if you want, I have my knife. I have my knife, but I don't want to actually use that.
Use your key.
Oh, it's true. I do have a key.
There's also that screwdriver.
I feel something
Wait,
sharp
where's
on
the
your
screwdriver?
back.
That feels even like less clinky.
No.
I almost got it. Almost got it. Aw.
Okay. Jerk and reach to pull back, pull out my, try to grab a battle axe, but
Are you like spinning around too?
no, I'm just staying still. Who is
Okay.
this? You found
Who dare?
So, are you saying that in character?
No.
Okay.
I'm actually just gonna turn around because I heard something.
Actually, you didn't hear anything. You critically failed your perception check.
Perception, not. Wait, no, actually, I'm always alert.
You can't be surprised, but technically you're not the one being surprised right now.
Wah, wah.
Okay. Alright. Tensing up and preparing to pull out battle axe.
It's a parrot? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
You mean like this?
Who are you?
Oh, parrot.
I could ask you the same question.
Oh, I don't speak sign language. I heard
Do
parrots.
I recognize the voice?
And I'm
Parrot.
like,
Roll an intelligence check.
Parents. Parrots? Parents.
No.
You do not.
English.
Very much do not.
Can I turn around because I heard someone talk?
Yes.
Yeah, who do I see?
Literally tries to kill him and his friends.
It's hard to see because it's fairly dark under the canopy of the trees, and at the moment it's getting closer towards the end of the day. But there is definitely someone standing there holding a bow. A drawn
This is
bow.
not fun.
A drawn bow.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna hold out my staff. How close are they?
They're about 3 feet from you.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna activate my staff.
Okay.
And the tree sprouts up and pushes them away. There you go. Now they don't have a sword on their back.
So all of a sudden, this stick starts turning into a tree. I'm gonna need you to roll a dexterity check.
Me?
Wait, her or me?
Actually, you as well.
Okay.
And Casey.
14.
Where's my back? There it is.
Just dexterity. 14 plus 3 is.
Plus dexterity.
Yeah.
11.
It's like 17. Can I math?
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Just for the sake of this, I'm gonna say that as this tree is like growing and stuff, your ankle gets caught as it like wraps around it with a root.
Ooh, snap!
You just entangled your friend.
Alright.
Your leg snaps. Congratulations.
The person does. Well, there's no longer a sharp pointy in your back, so.
That's good.
Would you feel it through your plate mail though?
True.
It's dented. Maybe there's a crack.
There probably is. There's
Stab.
probably quite a few cracks.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I just realized? My dad looks sort of like Jet.
Okay.
So yeah, now you're stuck.
Good. Great. Alright. Tearing out my battle axes. I'm gonna try to chop the
I should
stupid
what?
tree.
It's actually day one.
He should just.
That's the one thing I was fearing.
Oh.
So,
Miracles?
Again, I ask who you are, with your strange ability to make trees out of nothing.
No, he made it out of something.
You're not there.
No, you're on the way. You're at the bebop.
I'm at the bebop.
I am Proposal Iodon and I'm come looking for my parents. Sounds very
Ooh, I know.
somewhat distressed because I am hanging from a tree. Can't say that as firmly as
that's kind of knocked over one of these things.
Yup.
Why do you seek for the dead among the living?
Oh wait. You know, this is. Yeah.
I have reason to believe they have come back from the dead. Who are you?
And revealed to be her parents.
That is the emerald arm thing.
So you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Alright.
It's been a while.
Okay. Wait, okay. Am I upside down or am I right
No,
side?
you're right side up. Your ankle's just caught.
You're upside down. Your leg is now a staircase. Congratulations.
Alright, so I'll look over my shoulder.
In the dark light, it's kind of hard to tell, but
you think?
you're pretty sure you recognize the face.
Papa?
I should find someone who looks like Spider
Nope.
and Faye.
Wait, look for what?
And he just embraces you.
People, because people look like other people.
Papa. Papa. Thanks for ruining this emotional moment. She's been reunited with her father after like.
No! That was the whole point of that. I'm sorry. I was just like,
That was the
She
best.
lost the rights.
I'm getting tired. Can y'all tell?
Alright, yeah, she's
Tired
just
slash.
bawling and hugging her dad.
Where have you been all this time?
I've been. Well, I was in the cabin, but somehow I was teleported onto another continent, so
How do I add a nickname?
it took me a long time to get back.
What?
Add a nickname. To my dad.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
I'm so happy to see you.
This is connected to all the other phones in my family, so I can really change his name.
It is a good thing that they stuck around.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Who stuck around?
Her father.
Not the mother?
Mother is a question mark currently.
Oh, wait.
He's gonna reach down and like feel at the root around your ankle
Okay.
and like pull out a knife
Oh,
and
wow.
start cutting at it.
He's cutting at your tree!
One sec.
What did you take this picture with, Dad?
Don't you dare fight my dad!
He's cutting down
Took
the
it
tree.
with a potato. Look how whiny.
I'm gonna use conjure animals and a bunch of spiders are gonna crawl out from the
It's
tree.
so weird.
Okay.
That's
and
next.
climb.
My leg is still connected to this tree.
Yes, it's climbing up you.
So yeah,
Looks
quite a
like
few of the spiders are climbing up your leg
Alright.
and getting under your plate mail.
No. Absolutely not. No, no, no,
That's when you yell at
and no.
Starfire to take his tree down.
I scream bloody murder. You know what? No.
Rolling to scream?
No. Intimidation.
Oh.
These are spiders.
Alright, I didn't.
Intimidate the spiders.
No, at him! So
I'm
that's
not.
not great, but 15.
You could just leave her to deal with this on
Do I
her
have to roll?
own.
Technically, yes.
Where is my die?
The evil voice
How do I lose my die?
inside of everyone's head. That's me.
Yes, Susan. How do I lose my die?
With excellent care.
Get these monstrosities away from me before I tear your body apart limb from limb!
You can't if your leg is stuck in there.
That's something you just. You're currently stuck, child.
This pibble is
Yeah.
so
No.
wrinkly.
I'm scared.
So what are you doing?
Probably as a reaction, I cause fear.
You cast Cause Fear?
Yeah, Honor.
Okay, roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw! No.
So now you're afraid of him. And the
I
spiders.
just intimidated you! You can't intimidate me back!
You
It's a
scared
spell.
me, so I made sure you were scared of me as well.
Jeez.
Now your
Your,
father.
your
might-
dad did it to the point where he can break the
Thank
The root.
goodness, thank goodness.
and free you, but there are still spiders.
Remember what you said.
Hold on, how much do I weigh? At 170. How much was his strength?
His strength?
I've seen
Or
all
dex?
the episodes, all the
that's-
newest ones.
Freaking
heck!
It was
What do you mean you're now
it was
friends
pretty
with the
low. I
nightmares?
think it was like 10.
Alright, well, Robasa is going to try to jump
Sure, just
into
put that
his
on her
arms
head.
and be held because she is terrified.
Wearing full plate mail.
Yes.
With a full backpack full of other such things.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So you actually do knock him over and like land on top of
This is a
him.
lie.
And the spiders disappear.
I think you might be a little big for that.
Okay. Now I'm terrified. I was already terrified of the spiders, but now I'm terrified of you too.
At least the spiders are gone.
Oh, the spiders are gone? That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
I was like, hey, you ever saw the conversation you had?
Alright, I'm gonna get off of him and help him up.
This is why I watch these shows, is because it makes me feel.
Where is Mom?
All my jokes
Have
are
you-
cries for help.
She's nearby.
Princess Bubblegum. That's funny.
We ended up making
like real
a new
life.
place.
New place?
Yes.
Where is she? And probably giving birth to him. Wide
Birth to who?
No! BERTH.
Birth, yes.
Wide birth.
So
Thank you. At least you know what I'm saying.
Hey, we heard basically nothing except the birth of someone.
so
That's the wrong bird.
Quote, birth to him was all weird.
not all I heard. To be fair, I'm sitting right here though, so
Giving wide birth to you. Staying far away from you.
I don't know what that means.
What?
so
Alright, fine. I'll show you my
Okay, yes.
So he leads you a little bit through the forest, and it's a little bit difficult to keep up with him. You're a little out of practice. And you're wearing plate mail.
Yeah, dental plate mail.
Plate mail nonetheless.
Internet.
So, and eventually he leads you to a tree that has almost stairs carved into it.
Drawn by Rebecca.
And when you climb up the stairs, it leads to a few trees
Wow,
that have kind of
that's
grown
intense.
together to like a platform. And
Me. Sad.
there are like
Make what
a few things there.
But bismuth your blacksmith.
It's decent. Things like a little
Sad
table,
response.
and you can see someone sitting at the table.
Entire life.
She's sitting there. Okay.
It's the mother.
Hold on, I'm gonna need to get a drink of water for this one.
Ah, funny crossover.
That's not
Hold the
water.
phone so you maybe.
I have this water. Drink out of it.
Okay.
it on Facebook.
Oh goodness, how am I gonna pull off that? You want to flash back to the wedding for a second? I'll be back.
While you're trying to figure out how to do your mother's accent.
Yes.
That's not okay. I don't agree. Oh.
Can I actually try that?
No, please. Stop.
She lost her marbles.
I did that a long time ago.
I don't agree with what this is implying. It's not good. I don't like it.
Can I see?
You won't get it.
Show me. What's this one?
Jasper and Lapis, they're not supposed to be together. It,
But Jasper is a puppet.
exactly. This
You
is why I
expect
don't
him to
agree.
feel that.
Oh, it's the voice actor for Pillow. With the little girl cosplaying as Pearl. Why are you throwing stuff at me? Stop!
You hit my toe.
Jonathan, I only have these ones left.
Oh gosh.
No.
I'm not gonna throw
Not
shooters
the
at
toe.
him.
Yeah, not shooters.
Just regular marbles, but not shooters.
At least it's not a big one. Where's those?
Yeah, the ones that are this big.
Yeah.
Portrayal.
Okay.
Because that's the biggest middle finger Rebecca
Oh my
could have
goodness,
given
I think I'm
to
able to
those
do it.
networks.
Also, why are there
Dressing
things
Ruby
flying
in
all
the
over the
dress for
place?
this.
You left us.
Don't
so we got
question
bored.
it.
The gems are all portrayed as
Alright.
Exactly. Except for some
Also,
different networks, like the network in Russia.
so the dad
It
has
would be
the red
network.
eyes?
So
think so.
now,
Okay.
Don't think.
now what?
Yeah, your mom has brown
No.
eyes.
Yeah, yeah. So must have been the dad.
Gems are girls,
Yeah.
so they're technically gay. Lesbian.
In all technicality, they don't have genders. But
I would know
Yeah.
those
whatever.
eyes.
Because they're rocks. This is
Hard
their-
to talk!
Sorry.
I would know those red eyes anyway. Robasa, is that you? Mother? Mother? Were you even following us? I ran away from you.
Oh, no. I'm over here trying to mend my tree back
Damn it. Does he just have a
Grow,
thing?
tree, grow.
He just carved a little bitty heart.
Just enough you could break it.
Right? You remember that episode
Mother.
where she gets stabbed by her double?
Just runs
She's saying
over and
something?
starts bawling. This would sure be an
Sad.
emotional moment if Evie was
In the
here,
exact same way.
but
Maybe. And
You
they
just-
feel pain
You
the
just
same
embrace
way.
your mother wearing full plate
That's why
armor.
she looks so
yeah.
shocked.
Boss, you're a lot stronger
Memories.
than I remember. Sorry, Mom, I'm sorry. Just let's go. Oh,
I've been suffering for 10,000 years.
she's just
Blue, please.
Okay. I've spent so many.
Probably the
I've spent
diamonds
so many
first. I'm
years
sure they were
wanting
first.
this back.
I'll
I-
take pink. Let's go.
Pink was
I
not.
don't even know what to do
Probably
now.
White Diamond, who we don't know anything
I'm just
about.
so happy
other
to
than
see
that
you
she
both
exists.
again.
I feel like what's gonna happen is Blue and Red are gonna sign up with Pink, Earth, and then we're gonna have to fight White Diamond. I think White Diamond just plays Blue.
But
Someone
have
plays
you
Ruby
been,
Rider.
young lady?
I hate country music. So
What?
Ruby Rider, all of a sudden. This
We've
is the
been
greatest
here
thing I've
for
ever seen.
months. Me and your father have been waiting on you, and where have you been? I was on another continent. Why were you on another continent? Teleported. It wasn't by choice. And your first thought was to stay there for how long? I'm
Everything
teasing,
ties
dear.
back around and is
I'm
completely
glad to
all
see you
gone,
again.
But everybody's rapping on it. This is a cartoon. It's not for. It's not for adults. It's for kids. Stuff kids won't get.
You're all grown up. But you're still as adorable as you were as a child.
Weapons, hydrokinesis, and depression. Yeah. I have the power of hydrokinesis and depression.
They're just hugging.
Well, I honestly have nothing else to do.
It's probably just an extended moment of like a group hug
Yeah,
Oh, when I saw that, I
probably.
was like, no.
and sobbing.
Yeah, sounds about
Girl,
right. Also, just so y'all know, Robasa is only, 5 years younger than her mom now?
She'd have waited for 5 more years. I'm kidding, that would have been awkward.
That would have been quite awkward. Although, she is taller than her mother now. Fairly sure.
To be fair, I'm taller than my mother. So.
Well, yeah, but you're also a boy.
Fair
She's
enough.
6 foot, and her mother is 5'6". Oh.
Freaking heck.
Man.
When you realized that Rose Quartz was
Oh, that was Velothris. I was like, there's no way Robasa has a wisdom saving throw of 8. I was gonna lose my mind. I was like, when did that happen?
You're a very, very strange mother. Very strange mother.
Very.
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
By the way, I've noticed that your armor's looking a little dented. Would you have any wounds under there that perhaps
When you
need to
realize
be
that.
mended? No, this armor is fairly old. Alright, well, Mommy dear is always here if you need her.
Your ankle probably hurts a bit.
Yeah,
Your leg
ankle.
is a staircase.
Your ankle hurts. Alright then. Let's see.
You realize
I don't know
that.
how to cast spells.
I hope Connie knows what she's
Who am I
got
kidding?
herself into.
Cast a spell. Oh, probably just mending, right?
Technically, she does have healing spells. They're just not written in because we didn't go through that process.
Yeah. Can just cast that
So
without.
she can just like cast like cure wounds or something.
Yeah. Do I have to roll
Rose
for that?
Quartz was Pearl's OC.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Alright.
Well, that was so cute. Did you see the wedding episode? That was for you.
Mom and Dad, what have you all been
All class
doing
been
since
deployed.
Wait, come here.
you're back?
Wait, no, you do your mom. Mostly just making a new place to live.
Oh, those are the voice
I think
actors.
it's going all right.
Pearl.
Do you remember who
Amethyst?
killed
That's
you
what it
both?
Yes.
Who are
Oh, jeez. Don't be shattered, don't be shattered. Daily mood.
It was a member
No.
of the Order of the Shadow. Very secretive. Very powerful people.
I recognize that's the one run by Rebecca.
And no one else is paying attention, even though it could be important.
Nope.
You all suck.
I'm
No,
not
pay attention now.
I won't. I'll get told what
I
happens.
believe he had a name for himself.
Face.
If I'm not
Ow.
mistaken, it was the Lord.
I heard that. I heard that. I know, but we just left. What the? Ooh.
What did the Lord do?
The Lord?
Yes.
What did he do?
Kill my parents! If you guys were listening to anything!
What?
That's funny.
You guys
the
suck.
story or that?
Evie wouldn't do this to me!
Nope.
Right.
But
No, but Evie
But my
knows
friends
who the
would.
Lord is.
that's funny. That's hilarious.
Hey,
Evie
does
knows the Lord.
Rabasa know that the Lord is normally known?
No.
No. She doesn't know who that is!
They're both empty.
But that doesn't matter.
That's funny.
You're here, and that's what matters. We're all together again.
But they killed you. They could come for you again. I don't want to risk that happening.
Wait a minute. In the short
Why did it...
In the short episode of
We should go find them again. We should make sure that...
that weird
We should make sure that you don't
and it has
die again.
freaking spoilers.
If that's what you wish, I suppose we can do it.
Freaking show?
Though I
Are
don't
you
know
freaking
where
serious
we
about
would
that?
start looking.
We'll find them eventually. Hey, do you know where they are? Where he is?
Is currently mixing said tree.
Say
We're
nothing.
gonna head back to you.
Are you talking about the war, by the way?
Yes.
I would not
Okay.
Which is the
Well,
greatest
Evie
cartoon
wouldn't
of
know
all
that
time?
either.
No,
I can't decide.
actually, I think Evie was around for that.
There's no way to decide. How
I'm
are you
pretty
supposed
sure
to
she
decide?
was.
Yeah, she was.
Evie.
So, we could roll for it.
Okay.
I could text her.
Intelligence check.
More like, odds she reveals Lord's location, even she doesn't, or vice versa.
She likes Robasa.
It would probably be slightly better chances than that, but...
Okay. Let's try this. I've worked on to try this. Can I have your D20?
My 20?
Yes.
You're gonna poison it.
Now, Derek, can I have your D20? No?
Which one?
Anything works.
Where is she?
Sounds weird. Okay, Derek, odds or evens are what exactly?
What?
Oh, I
So what's
forgot
odds
about
and what's
that.
evens for Evie?
We'll say odds she doesn't reveal location, even she does.
6, odds.
Like I said, it would probably be slightly better than 50-50. What you did is 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. Which is the exact same chances as 50-50.
I know, but I like to roll more dice. It's been a while. I'm bored.
But you didn't...
I'm gonna ask her directly. How about that?
When you realize that it's incredibly
If she
impossible to
responds.
reform in your gem.
I
Greg
can fix that. My dad. Oh.
is the real hero because he saved Steven Jr.
Yeah, it doesn't do real
Wait a minute.
So how long are we gonna wait for her to actually respond?
Is she responding right now?
What? I'm still typing.
When you realize that there's an Indian god that has multiple arms and multiple personalities, and it's like, wait a minute. And the gems have been here for approximately how long? And you're like, wait a minute. When you realize that the fusion of all the gems is actually the Indian god, and you're like, wait, what?
Are you
Hold
gonna
on.
try to do Evie's voice?
Are you talking about that Infinity Stone?
Nope.
I don't remember how Evie talks.
Like Casey.
When you mess
Yeah,
up your
pretty
fusion.
much.
Can you mimic Casey's voice?
Messed up fusion.
I can try.
Yes.
No, she will watch this later.
I know, that's the problem. In 2 years when this gets posted.
Okay.
Okay, how many episodes do you have to keep up with?
This one will be posted in 2 years.
Why?
They'll be posted once every 4 months.
What?
So YouTube doesn't destroy the channel.
Because it'll do that?
Yes.
I thought
Attack on Titan.
yeah. They destroy it every year. The channels that are doing it. And
Also, I want this.
Ronaldo, give up.
This is
You
completely
can't win.
unrelated, but I want this. Yeah, she hasn't responded yet.
Point of being
Knowing her, I'm confident she would.
Yeah.
Oh, I know of the Lord. Our friend Ed was working for him.
Are you using ascending?
She probably would say that, actually.
She probably say exactly. I know the Lord.
Is there ascending going on? Good.
She would just be like, Ed had worked for the Lord.
Ed did?
Yeah.
Robosa might murder her if this is actually happening in character.
She's gone.
Well, I know, but come back to murder you.
You'll never find us, I promise.
I don't know. Pirates are pretty good at tracking people across seas.
And
But are the pirates still here? Was the
No.
question.
We can probably meet back up with them eventually.
they cannot track the bebop. Nobody can. It's impossible.
Except Edward.
Challenge
Edward
accepted. The Allmaker wins. Period.
can.
Like he would betray me.
Challenge accepted. The High Lord wins. Period.
Excuse me.
There are plenty of people who know exactly where you are. Granted, not all of them are powerful beings, but
You know what's funny? It says party on the bottom of this.
party. Because that's the sound you want to hear at a party.
No, only New Year's.
Ah! That's so funny.
I think Ed went to see him while we were in Ormelinon.
Who is this speaking to her?
Casey.
We're going to pretend it's Casey.
It's Casey.
Jonathan's going to explode.
It's not going to be here for 2 years. Well, we're not going to be doing anything here with for 2 years, so... Sorry.
Well, here's the secret.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because the dwarf worked for him, and that's when the dwarf joined us. So it must have been. He must be an Ormelinon.
Oh my gosh.
Well, looks like we're going back to exactly where I was before when I came over here. By the way, my parents don't happen to have money on them after being dead for a very long time. I didn't
Really
think
how it
so.
is though. Freaking heck, Cartoon Network.
They don't have any money.
Well, I mean, I know where
Like-
when you are out of character, where you find money. Out of character, I know where all the treasure is. Yeah. Yeah, I know where to.
I'm sure somebody would actually catch
Can you
me as
find
that.
a boat?
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
No.
They're so beautiful.
Sorry, we're distracting people. Keep going.
Now you guys are distracting me.
Well, we don't have a boat anymore, unless you can hunt down the pirates again. But unless we ask them to wait.
Work up for like 2
Hold
months.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
I guess
it's a
we'll just
Gorillaz
head back to
crossover.
whatever harbor we ended up at.
Have you ever heard any songs?
You
by
didn't
the
end up at a
Gorillaz?
harbor. There are no harbors on that
They
side of
wrote-
El Tonero.
They wrote a song.
The nearest one
Don't
would be
Spook.
the city of Alariel.
Yay.
I ain't happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm
Okay, I
useless.
guess we'll head there. Ammon!
What?
You got some sense of direction you wanna help us with? We need to get another boat.
When you realize that you aren't strong
We
enough
are
to hold
in
up your
a
friend.
forest.
Are you doing that, or would you like to do something else
No.
Yeah.
No.
while this campaign ends?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back there. Might as well.
You're gonna head back to Ormelinon as well?
No, I'm gonna go to the forest.
Yep.
Oh, you're in the forest right
I
now.
should have
Are you
expected
going to
this.
Nymph
Yes, the nymph forest.
Okay, so you head back
I
to
should have
the,
expected this.
I believe the
You head back to where the
Villam
tree was,
forest
and
on
I
the
am
Mist
gone.
Peninsula.
Okay.
Yeah, so is the tree.
And so is the tree?
Yes.
So
Why's
is
the
the
tree
another
little
tree,
too
and the
late?
tree is surrounding it.
Okay.
He's gonna bring back
So-
another Steven.
You head back to the
Um,
Mist Bloom Peninsula, or the Mist Bloom
Okay.
Forest on the Villam Peninsula, or something. One of the two. I think it's the Mist Bloom Forest. So, and you make your way back, deeper in. And you find your way back to the familiar place that you once knew.
Oh my god.
And still as you remember it. Green with flowers, the rushing waterfalls. The trees intertwining to almost make almost like a gazebo feel.
Do I see nymph?
Oh, this one.
Not right away.
I'm going to go towards the water.
Okay.
The waterfall.
And as you do, you feel someone's arms wrap around you.
I'm going to turn my head.
It does appear to be your nymph.
Now, a stupid question that must be asked. Do I go blind? Just roll for the youth.
I think that's actually not a passive ability. I believe it's an active ability. So I don't think you have a problem with that. Because I don't think she would try to intentionally blind you. Oh, who knows? But I'm
If
also
you're
going
blinded
to roll.
looking at me, then you can
Well, no,
never
no,
look
no.
at anyone else again.
It's like the temporary kind of
Haha. Now you're blind.
If you're blinded from looking at
No,
me, then you can
it's-
never look at another woman
With
again.
with how it works in 5th edition, it's an action for the nymph to use
That's
that
my last
ability.
word as a diamond.
So,
You cannot tell anyone.
but in the same matter, she probably wouldn't be wearing anything. So,
Maybe it's a good thing Rabasa's not here.
like,
That's freaking terrible.
are you gonna stay this time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
So sweet. Well, now Rabasa's with their parents.
I'm just gonna head over to the gazebo where I live.
Yeah. And she just kind of walks behind you with her arms still wrapped around you.
Monsieur, how tall am I?
That's
How tall is she?
Short.
funny. Freaking hilarious.
She's as tall as Gabby.
Yeah, that's a little awkward actually.
5 foot?
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
That's a little awkward. I'm dragging her basically.
Yeah.
Here, one second. You're also sitting on
I didn't know.
Are you as tall as you are in the
That's a good noise
Starfight?
right there.
So yeah, basically, wrists are barely around the neck,
Yeah.
and I'm almost dragging.
Your wrist should your fingers like this should just fit around your
Yeah.
own neck.
Alright, well,
Nymphu is 5 foot. I'm 6'1".
How long are you gonna stay?
For as long as I'm live.
Okay.
Okay.
alright, that's good. That's good.
And then I'm just gonna leave myself at home.
Well, now there's Rabasa, who she's known nothing about the world since she was 7. Then there's her parents, who have been dead for 17 years, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so her parents, who've been dead for that long, still know slightly more about the world than she does.
Yeah.
But probably not enough to get a boat. Oh. I think this is a fine place to end the session.
Yeah.
Yes. That'll work.
This is where we'll end the session. There's no camera over there.
There's nobody. There's also nobody but us.
I know.
We've been ditched.
This is a fine place to end the session. End this adventure. For quite some time.
Yep.
And perhaps one day we'll see these characters again. But for now, we're gonna have to end with the regular outro. Courtesy of the Misfits. And always remember to walk with power.